Let's fire it up. Gee whiz, this has been a little bit all over the shop as I've been trying to start this up. Hopefully that everything is all sweet now, and we are ready to rock and roll. Hey guys, how you going? So BKR Sport. The shambles is over. The shambles is over of the Dragons versus the Eels. The Dragons do obviously get the W in that one. And earlier on today, we did see the Broncos get a nice little victory over the New Zealand Warriors. So big day rugby league so far, but this game's going to be 50-50 as 50-50 comes as well between the Redcliffe Dolphins and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I honestly, look, I think the Dolphins should win this game. Like, realistically, you look at this and say the Dolphins, based off of overall how the Rabbitohs have been going so far this season, they are in second last, all this kind of jazz, plus the fact that Rabbitohs have a lot of injuries, but they are getting a few players back here today. They are getting a few players back, which is a big bonus to them. But the Dolphins have been in some really good form outside of last week's matchup. Last week's matchup obviously was not fantastic when they did lose to the Newcastle Knights. And the Rabbitohs, I think they played the Storm last week, didn't they? And they made it a pretty close game in the end. No, I think it was. Yeah, 25-24, that's right. It was a great game. It was a cracker game on Saturday at the same time as what we are here. So, guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We're going to go run through these two team lineups before we do get into the ladder quickly and then into the game. So let's crack on. The Dolphins, they come to this game from 11th position. The Rabbitohs come to this game from 15th position. And this is at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Now, it's interesting that the Dolphins were, before this round, in 11th position, but yet they're in 10th and they haven't played yet. So who must have dropped below them? Who must have dropped below them for that to happen? Oh, no, okay, so they're in 11th now because the Dragons have just won. Yeah, okay, now I get it. So the Dragons have pushed them down into 11th position. But anyway, the Rabbitohs, they're in, it says 15th, but they're actually in 16th. So ignore, I don't think that, it's really strange. When we go through these ladder positionings and whatnot, sometimes it has before the round, sometimes it has during the round, and most of the time I'd never see a 16th. It's always 15th or 17th. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point of the matter is this game's at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, which I didn't even know. I think this is the make-up game where earlier on in the year the Rabbitohs were meant to play the Dolphins in Queensland, but that was around when the cyclone was happening, if I'm not mistaken. And now this is the make-up game because that game ended up being taken down to Sydney. And this game obviously has been moved to now, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But yeah, obviously the Broncos-Warriors game was already at Suncorp today. I assume they must have cleared everyone out and then obviously brought in the new bunch. But all right, so the Dolphins, oh my gosh, my computer is just going crazy at the moment. The Dolphins ins, Josh Kerr, Max Fierney and Tavita Nafahu come in with Harrison Graham, Jack Bostock and Sean O'Sullivan going out. Big loss there of Jack Bostock. He's been on fire this season. Obviously scored a bunch of tries the other week and it's really unfortunate to see him go down. Obviously, at the end of the day, a winger shouldn't be the be-all and end-all of you winning games. However, you look at a loss like Bostock, and it is a harsh one for sure. The fullback is Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, with the wingers being Jermaine Asako and Max Fierney. Centers of Jake Avarillo and Herbie Farnworth. You go to the 5'8" of Cody Nikorima, and the halfback is Isai Katoa, who is the captain. Front row forwards are Francis Molo and Orblex Tawa, with the number 9 being Jerry Marshall King. Back row is Kulakefu Fenafiwiaki and Oren Keeley, with the 13 being Kurt Donahue. Interchange of Mark Nichols, Kennelly Lamielu, Ray Stone and Josh Kerr, and the 18th man replacement is Tavita Nafahu. The coach is obviously Christian Wolf. This Dolphins team has plenty of attack in it. I know they lose Jack Bostock, but Max Fierney, it's not going to be it's not going to be a backline killer in that switch. Farnworth, Avarillo, Isako, Tabuai-Fidow. It's one of the best back fives in the entire game. And then Isai Katoa has been having a great year. I know last week was a real downplay on how the Dolphins have been doing in the last couple of weeks. But overall, the Dolphins with this team lineup should come into this game pretty confident. It doesn't mean they're going to win. Doesn't mean jack shit. They should come into this game pretty confident. Now, for the Rabbitohs, you've got Campbell Graham, Cody Walker, and Peter Mamozelis coming in, with the outs being Lewis Dodd, Liam LeBlanc, and Ryan Gray. So there's a massive ins there, especially Campbell Graham. And you could argue Cody Walker, but I do think he's a little bit past where his prime was. But it's still a big in because he is a key cog to this Rabbitohs machine. The fullback is Latrell Mitchell. Then the wingers are Alex Johnston and Tyrone Munro, centers of Campbell Graham and Jack Whiten. You got the 5'8", which is Cody Walker, the captain, and the halfback is Jamie Humphreys. Front row forwards is Sean Kepi and Keon Kolomatangi. Number 9 is Saliva Havili. Back row is Ewan Aiken and Tallis Duncan, with the 13 being Jai Arrow. Interchange of Peter Mamozelis, Lachlan Hubner, Davin Mawali, and Tavita Totola, with the 18th man replacement being Isaiah Tass, and the coach is Wayne Bennett. Look, it does look a lot better on paper than it has so far this season. You know, they do have a lot of their real big-time stars here in Terrell, in Jack White, and in Campbell Graham. Obviously, Johnston's killing it. He's so close to getting past Ken Irvine. He'll probably do it. He definitely should be doing it by the end of the year based off of how many tries he's scoring of late. But at some point, they might go into a little bit of a slump, which might slow it down this year, and it goes next year. But overall, it's so exciting to see that we are so close to being a part of history and to watch Alex Johnson break that record. But look, I don't think the Rabbitohs... I don't think the Rabbitohs have a bad lineup out there today. I'm going to tip the Dolphins. I do think that they should still be able to get the job done here, especially being at home. But with that being said, I do think this is quite 50-50, where the Rabbitohs absolutely could turn up here. They are in 16th position. They need a win, man. Like, they desperately need a win here, man. So yeah, they're in some really tough times, and honestly, you know, I had them in 7th preseason. Like I did. I thought Wayne Bennett would be able to get the best out of them. A lot of injuries throughout the team. But let's see how they do crack on today. So I will take the Dolphins, and I could see 13-pluser. I could see 13-pluser because if you look at the ladder, so the Rabbitohs have given up 354 points this year. That is pretty much exactly where they are. So Titans and the Cowboys have the worst defenses, literally the same with 426. The Eels are 356. They've played now they've played the same amount of games as well, actually. So they're way worse because they just conceded 34 odd to the Dragons. So they'd be close enough to the Titans and Cowboys now. And Rabbitohs are just in front of the Tigers, but their defense just hasn't been great. But the worst part about the Rabbitohs this year has actually been their attack. 265 points scored is worse than the Titans, worse than the Eels, worse than the Tigers. And that's the Titans have played 2 less games, mind you. Oh no, so 1 less game than the Rabbitohs, and same with the Eels. So the Eels and Titans both have a better attack than the Rabbitohs, despite playing 1 less game. You know, the Rabbitohs are below the Tigers as well. They're just in front of the Knights. They are they are the 2nd worst attacking team in the competition. And it clearly has shown when you watch them. Now, look, last week against the Storm wasn't too bad. You know, I think that a lot of Rabbitohs fans would have taken that. But overall, the Rabbitohs are statistically the 2nd worst attacking team in the comp, and I mean just in front of the Newcastle Knights. However, the Knights have played an extra game. That is a terrible season for Newcastle attacking-wise. They played 16 games and only scored 237 points. That is outrageous. That is outrageous, man. But look, the Rabbitohs, they're in 16th. They're on 14 points, equal with the Eels, the Tigers, and the Knights. Now, the Eels have already played and they lost. They actually now will be in 16th. So maybe that was updating the ladder. So the Eels are actually now in 16th with their 14 points off. They'll be minus 104. The Rabbitohs are minus 89. The Tigers are minus 84. And the Knights are minus 67. So if the Rabbitohs lose this game by 14 points or more, they will go into 16th. And then they've got to hope, obviously, that the Titans don't get a good win over the Cowboys tomorrow. Where the Titans would then go equal on the 14 points with all those dribbler squads as well, but they're on minus 138. So the Titans would have to have a pretty significant win unless the Dolphins could absolutely punch the Rabbitohs in the mouth here today. You know, if they did that and the Titans got a win tomorrow, then there's a potential that the Rabbitohs could finish off in last this weekend. But I doubt it. I think if they lose, I think they probably just simply finish in probably 16th position. I do think they probably go below the Eels in that one. But if they win this game, they would go above the Eels, they would go above the Tigers, and they would go above the Knights. They would also go above the Cowboys for now, but again, the Cowboys play the Titans tomorrow, and they would go equal with the Dragons and also the Dolphins on 16 points. Now, the Dragons have minus 59, so if the Rabbitohs won this game by 30 points or more, they would go above the Dragons are on 18 points now. Ladder hasn't updated, so it's only the Dolphins on 16. And don't even think about looking at the points differential there, Rabbitohs fans. Don't even try to compare with the Don't even try to compare with the Dolphins, because their points differential is the 2nd best in the competition at plus 140, and you're at minus 89. So you would have to win this game by probably about 120, 130 odd points off the top of my head. Yep, good luck. So if you win by 120, 130 points, I'll become a Rabbitohs fan. How about that? I'll become a Rabbitohs fan, because that's just everyone will become a Rabbitohs fan, because that's the most ridiculous thing you ever seen in history. So you ain't going up there. But the point is, you'll go into 12th position for the time being until that Cowboys game, and then it comes down to the Cowboys win. On the other side, the Dolphins, they're in the thick of the top 8 battle at the moment. They're in 11th position on 16 points. They're the only team on 16 points, with that Dragons win taking them to 18. If they lose this game, they're not going to drop off. If they lose this game and the Cowboys win tomorrow, then the Dolphins would go down into 12th position because Cowboys are on 15 and the Dolphins are on 16. So the Cowboys would go up to 17, push them down, and that's it. And that would be it because the Rabbitohs cannot go above them and the Titans definitely can't. They're the only other couple of games that are relevant to them. So the lowest that you can finish is in 12th position. But if you win this game, Dolphins, you would go equal with the Cronulla Sharks and also Manly Seagulls in equal 8 and 9. But the Seagulls have a plus 40. The Sharks have a plus 20. Manly have already lost, so it doesn't matter. If you win this game, you go above Manly. And then you just have to hope that the Sharks lose to the Melbourne Storm tomorrow at Amy Park, which is probably quite likely. But then again, the Sharks are the biggest scammers. So if you think that they're going to lose, they're going to win. And then if you think they're going to win, they're going to scam the shit out of you. They're going to scam you like no scammers have ever scammed you before. They are scamming. And I get angry every time I talk about the Sharks. I tell you what. I tell you damn well what. But the Sharks would obviously jump back above the Dolphins if they were to get a win. So, look, realistically, you'd probably be looking at 8th position if you win. Realistically, because the Dragons' points differential is dreadful. So they'll be in 9th and you'll be in 8th. But yeah, not too much of a change, but you would put yourself into the top 8 at least until tomorrow when the Sharks play. But it's all on. It's all on there in the middle of the table. Hopefully, well, for me, I'd kind of, as a Titans fan, I'd prefer the Dolphins to win this game. I do think the Dolphins win this game, but I think it is quite 50-50. So, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Game is about to get going. They're about to run out into the field, and let's fire it up. Let's fire it up here, baby. Fire it up. Fire it up. Let's move this across. Olivia Red with the $8 donation says, I can't remember if I did my donor for the day, so here. No, you still haven't. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's like a green thing here, but I'm going to click on the heart on it. Yeah, no. You haven't done it yet. You haven't done it yet. Crazy scenes, Olivia. Crazy, but good win for the Bronx. Bronx Sports with a $3 donation. This has heard rumours that Ron Coote is playing tonight. Yeah, Ronnie Coote's out there. Bit of GI, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Johnny Sutton might be having a crack tonight. That's kind of the way the Rabbitohs have to roll this year. And that's kind of the way the Rabbitohs have to roll, man. So, yeah, they're bringing all the old boppers out. They're bringing in all the old boppers. But the Rabbitohs are out in the field now. Thank you very much for the donations, guys. Mitchell says, NRL schedule is so shit. Why not just make it a doubleheader today? Oh, wait, that'll lose the NRL money. Can't have that happen. Well, yeah, you've answered your question yourself. Like, yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but at the end of the day, this is technically a business. Yes, this is technically a business here, mate. So they do actually have to try and earn some nice little moolah, baby. They need to get some moolah, especially with the Broncos-Warriors game. There was always going to get a decent enough crowd to that with the Kiwi audience in Southeast Queensland, plus also obviously the Broncos audience, and then the Dolphins-Rabbitohs game. I don't know how much the crowd's going to be here because Dolphins fans don't actually exist. It'd just be the Broncos fans in the skies coming across here to this game and probably sticking around. Actually, Olivia, you went to the Broncos game. Are you staying around here for the Dolphins game, or did you go home because you don't want to be in disguise today? Jared Choices would be handy if the Rabbitohs can pull off an upset. As a Titans fan, no. No. But with that being said, I just want a good game, man. Yeah, the crowd's okay. It's not too spectacular. Go the Flippers, Nathan says. Jared Choi says, why do our usernames have at in front of them? I don't know, man. It had updated yesterday halfway through our stream, and I didn't do anything. It's just YouTube being YouTube mucking around. It's being silly. Being massive silly buggers. Hey, Jay, you like that? You like that, mate? Oh, my goodness me. Refreshed and live. Oh, my gosh. I'm on fire. TCS says, Walsh, you a hammer for Queensland fullback since Ponga is out. I do think they probably go with Walsh. Not that I think that he should be in Origin, and especially not for a Game 3. But I do think they probably do go with Walsh. I would have liked to have seen Hamiso go to the fullback and maybe Murray Talangi or whatnot come back onto the wing. But, you don't want to change too much of the team. So I do feel like Billy will probably bring Reece Walsh in. Hard Honey says, is Mitchell in? Yes, Latrell Mitchell is in. All right, the Rabbitohs will kick this ball off. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. The Dolphins will get the ball here at the 3 through Jake Avarillo, and then he gives it off to Francis Molo, who gets it to the 15. Jared Choice, Brimo wouldn't be out of place for Queensland fullback. Brimo has made himself eligible for England, which means that he can't actually play Origin. And also, he plays the 5/8 mat. They're not putting him into the fullback when you've got options of Hamiso and Reece Walsh and whatnot. But he is not eligible for Queensland anymore due to the fact that he now plays for England. Well, now he's put himself up for England, but he will get the England spot. So 4 tackle here for the Dolphins. They'll get this ball out here to the 40. Dill Pickle says, Dasmate handle isn't available. What bitch stole my name? We'll just get Dasmate and then put a couple of numbers because it feels really weird seeing you with Dill Pickle and not Dasmate. So please put numbers after it or something like that. Alex Johnson grabs his ball and he'll be taken down at the 13. Shug says, I just sub. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Olivia says, great win, and the wet whistles at halftime was amazing. Great sing-along. The wet whistles? What on earth is a wet whistle? What are we doing? It's sounding dodgy. Wet whistles. Wet whistles at halftime at the Bronx game. Dear me. What are you guys doing up there in Brisbane? Dill Pickle says, that Wayne Bennett's third cousin sister Dwayne Bennett in the crowd? Probably, mate. Probably. Do I think the Bunnies can make the top 8? Well, I had them pre-season at 7th position, but they've been disappointing due to a lot of injuries and also just going into a new era with Wayne Bennett, but how long is that going to be? The Rabbitohs are in a bit of a weird position as a club at the moment. They're in a real strange position, I believe. So the Dolphins now at the 15 to the 20, the 25, and Jermaine Asako, good strong run back to the 30. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the Rabbitohs are kind of doing at the moment. Like, they've got Wayne Bennett. Like, do they make a push next year? Maybe. Cameron Murray coming back from ACL will help them massively, but I don't know. They're just in a really awkward place because Wayne Bennett is not getting any younger. The guy is nearly 194 years old. So where do they go from next? Because the last replacement they had for Wayne Bennett, they sacked him within a year and a half. So I don't really know what the Rabbitohs are doing going forward long term. Chalk said Kobe, out to the right-hand side for the Dolphins, and that's a knock-on. That's a knock-on from the Dolphins. Kate said, did you see the disallowed Eels try? No, I didn't see it. I didn't watch that game. Shug says, AJ best try scorer. AJ does score a lot of tries. I like that you said best try scorer, not best winger, because best try scorer is absolutely agree when he gets past Ken Irvine. For now, Ken Irvine is the best try scorer, but absolutely agree that he's the best try scorer. But a lot of people fall into the trap of thinking that tries is what makes wingers, and it's like, yeah, it's a big part about being a winger, but I'm taking Brian Toto every day of the week over Alex Johnson. I'm taking a lot of wingers. I'm taking actually quite a majority of wingers over Alex Johnson on an individual level. That doesn't mean I'm saying that Alex Johnson's a bad player. I just think that there are better wingers that can do a lot more than just the try scored. Because I think the Rabbitohs have really given him a lot of leeway and ability to score as many tries as he has, which is great. There's no negative towards that. I just think that there are better wingers for sure. Out of the left-hand side here, Rabbitohs. Latrell Mitchell underneath. Try time for the Rabbitohs. Try time for the Rabbitohs. Jack Whiten will score out on the left-hand side, and it's 4-0 here with a kick to come. 4-0 here with a kick to come. That was a really nice try there, and it was all set up by Latrell Mitchell. All set up by Latrell Mitchell, and it comes off the back of that error at the halfway point. Wet Whistles is a Brisbane country band. Well, there you go. Jack Kirkland says, Blaze, would you pick Kurt Capewell for Queensland again? Well, yeah, because he played fantastic in Game 2. But that was just too easy there for the Rabbitohs. They had the numbers out here. I don't know what Asai Katoa was doing so far. Well, to be fair, no, considering there were 3 players out there, I don't know why Asai Katoa was so close inside. But shutdown for South Sydney. And life is back to normal. Thank you, Daz, mate. Thank you, Dill Piggle. Daz, mate says, why isn't the NRL marketing this like when the NBA marketed LeBron breaking the scoring record? It's really strange. I haven't seen anywhere near enough marketing. Like, yeah, sure, they'll make a post or two every now and then, but I haven't seen anywhere near as much marketing as you would have expected. Brett Neslick says, hey, mate, did your friend win his fight last night? Yeah, knockout round 1, man. If you followed me on Instagram, Brenton, if you followed me on Instagram, you would know because you would have seen it. You would have seen it, buddy. Actually, I will get my link for Instagram if you guys aren't following. Latrell Mitchell will make the kick. He will make the kick, so it is 6-0 South Sydney. They lost last week because of the unfortunate kicking game of South Sydney. Well, at least they get this one. So it is 6-0 to the Rabbitohs after just 5 minutes. Follow on Instagram. There we go. There you go. If you want to go watch my mate get the kick the living shit out of the guy, then he kicked the shit out of him, mate. He kicked the shit out of him. 5 minutes in, 6-0 Rabbits. Brocky says, try time big bone mother bitch. REB Tube says, how are the Panthers in the top 8? They were last. So here's a fun fact for you. So in rugby league, so when you win games, you get 2 points. And when you win more games than other teams who don't win the games, they don't get 2 points. So when you get more 2-pointers than the teams who don't get 2-pointers, you actually finish higher than another team. Yeah, and the Panthers have been able to win a few games. So that means they've gotten a few 2-pointers, and that's why they're up in the top 8. Yeah, that's how it works. But here's a fun fact for you. So when there's a draw, mate, that means that both teams get a point. blow your mind. So that's why you see they're on an uneven one. And that's kind of how it works. I'm not in the stadium, by the way. I went home. How disappointing. And you call yourself a Broncos fan. You call yourself a Broncos fan. The Broncos B2 team's playing right now. So out to the left-hand side, Latrell Mitchell with an awful kick that went like 15 metres. And the Rabbitohs will still grab it, but taken down at 25. The Dolphins just let him grab it so that he could tackle him. Dasmate says it's a record that stood for 52 years. Yeah, exactly right. No, it definitely should have a lot of promotion. There should be a dramatic amount of promotion, but for some reason, the NRL has decided that it's not too important. Brenton says, what's the TV schedule going to be like when we add 2 more teams in the comp? Well, I would assume, obviously, there's a Thursday night game. I don't think that they would have a 6 p.m. Thursday. They'd have a Thursday night game. They'd have the 2 Fridays. They'd have 3 Saturdays, 3 Sundays as well, and then probably a game on Monday, which is what we used to have. For the young ones out there who don't know, we used to have Monday night games up until about the mid-2010s? Or was it the early 2010s? I can't remember. Maybe about 2013 or so? Who scored the try? It was Jack White who scored the try after a great move from Latrell Mitchell down the left. All right, so the Rabbitohs will now grab this ball at the 15 through Alex Johnston. That was a bit of a dicey catch, but he got it. I'm allergic to trumpets. Makes sense. Is Gehaban Shibasaki available for Origin's selection? Okay, relax. Okay, relax, man. Relax, man. What the fuck, man? Gehaban Shibasaki for Origin? Brother, come on, man. What are we doing? Like, Shibasaki has been solid for the Broncos, but Origin, bro? Origin. Oh my gosh, you Broncos fans are crazy. You Broncos fans are crazy. Gehaban Shibasaki? Come on, man. What? What are we doing? We've been here for 7 minutes and we've got someone commenting about Gehaban Shibasaki playing Origin. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't survive this. I can't survive this already, man. Hamiso gets his ball out here to the 30. And we first tackle. You watch the UFC. Who you got tomorrow, Charles or Tapuria? I haven't been watching it as much recently, to be completely honest with you. I'll go Charles, though. Brett Neslick says, yeah, I was thinking that the Monday would be back again. You'd have to assume, because there'll be 3... They can't change the Thursday. They won't change... They can't change the Fridays. There's not going to be an early. They're not going to make 4 games on Saturday. That'd be crusher. But maybe they'll add a game on Sunday, and then I'll just assume they add a game on Monday, unless they do, instead of the Monday game, add a couple of games, or add a game. Or Dolphins at the left-hand side here. Down the left-hand side. And Avarillo, he'll be taking it to 15. He should have passed that ball back to Hamisa. He would have scored. 4th tackle now for the Dolphins. 4th tackle. They give up to, 5th tackle. Cody Nicarima kicks that ball over the top here for Herbie Farnworth. Well, that's definitely an escort, by the way. How is that not an escort against the Rabbitohs? Like, he's very clearly gone to the way of Herbie Farnworth there. So, yeah, look, they'll definitely add a game on Sunday to make it 3 games. And then it just comes down to whether they decide to go. It's a knock on Rabbitohs. Yep, knock on Rabbitohs. Knock on Rabbitohs. So it's going to be Dolphins ball here, 10 metres out. Ball don't lie, because that should have been an escort penalty to the Dolphins before. It should have been an escort, but they didn't call it. And then, yeah, it just depends if they put it on the Saturday, another game to make it 4, or they put 2 games on the Sunday to make it 4. But I would assume they go back to the Monday. But then it would be logistically a nightmare, because teams who come in... teams who play on Monday will obviously not be able to play on Thursday. That'd just be ridiculous. And you debate Monday to Friday, but that's also a possibility. I know, it'll be weird. Anyway, so the Dolphins now right-hand side. It's Katoa. He'll get that ball at the back here to Nicarima. Nicarima gets that ball over the top here to Wasako, and that's great defense. And the Rabbitohs will give away a penalty. Rabbitohs will give away a penalty, because the Rabbitohs actually got the ball just then, but it will be a penalty. So 10 minutes gone here, guys. 30 minutes to go with the first half. Hit that like button, subscribe. I hope they add another Sunday game, to be honest. Well, they have to. They have to. There's 3 games on Saturday, and there's only 2 on Sunday, so of course they'll add a Sunday, but we're thinking about the other game as well. What about Tom Gilbert? He got injured. Mitchell says Gilbert hurt his shoulder. All right, so 10 metres out. The Dolphins will go again. Like, they thought they had the space out there, and maybe they did, but it just, the pass was a little bit too high and too slow. All right, Dolphins, this time they go to the left-hand side to Hamiso. Hamiso steps, goes again, pushes off 1, and he'll be taken down 10 metres out. First tackle here for Les Dolphins, 8 metres away. Marshall King, he'll go out to the right-hand side now. And they'll be 5 metres out, Donahue. Second tackle. Marshall King, he'll go out to... Oh, that's a little... I don't even know who that was. Isaiah Katoa. It's a good defense for the Rabbitohs at the moment. Their defense not that great. It's better than the attack, but defense not that great. But this defense has been quite solid. All right, 10 metres away. And Francis Molo is just going to run this ball straight 3 metres away from the line. 6 again here for the Dolphins. That's huge. First tackle, Marshall King off to Isaiah Katoa. Short ball into the line, and they'll be 3 metres out. Kurt Donahue, he rolls it. He goes quickly, Marshall King, and that will be, I think, held up. Oh, no, he scored. I think he scored. It's a try, Dolphins. Damn, out of nowhere, Marshall King should score that. I thought he got held up, but no, he scored. He's happy. And that was really quick play. That was really, really quick play. So the Dolphins hit back. Marshall King with the try time. I couldn't see the ball go down there, but he looks happy, and referee's in a great area, so Marshall King just takes a scoot from dummy half. Gets past Ewan Aiken, and that's a high tackle, mind you, but it's they probably won't call anything there. And then where does he get the ball down here? Oh, okay, he'll reach out here. There we go. Yeah, he touches the grass there. Jeez, it's close, but he does get it. All it has to do is touch a blade of grass, and he does get that. It's close, though. It's close, but all it has to do is touch a blade of grass. It was held up there, and then there. Yeah, you can't take that away. Yeah, try confirmed. Again, all it needs to do is touch a blade of grass, and that did touch the blade of grass. A lot of Rabbitohs fans are probably like, oh, I can't see it actually be grounded. Technically, that doesn't actually need to happen. Breton says, actually, wouldn't it only be an extra game instead of 2 because the comp would be uneven again, so one team would have a bye? What? If there's 20 teams? Because we're about to get... No, so by 2032, we're getting 3 teams. So we've got Papua New Guinea coming in, we've got Perth, and there's another team coming in by 2032, which is probably going to be South Island, New Zealand, I would assume. Or Western Corridor, Brisbane. I don't think Adelaide gets it. And they will get the kick. So it is 6-6. 12 minutes in. 6-6. But yeah, don't forget about the third team that's coming in. There's going to be a third, yeah. Well, yeah, because they're not going to stay on 19. Because Perth will come in first, I think, in 2027. And I think it's Papua New Guinea 2028 or 2029. And then I would assume 2032 or 2031 is going to be when Christchurch or whatnot comes in. Second Belmore team, Daz, mate says. Second Belmore team, you reckon? We can't even handle one Belmore team right now. We can't even handle one. Like I tell you, your city is burning to the ground if the Bulldogs win. If the Bulldogs win the comp, the city of Sydney is burning down. And you know where it's starting? Belmore. And you know who's starting the fire? Daz, mate. Oh my gosh, we can't even handle one Belmore team, let alone 2. God help our souls. God help our souls. Dolphins get the offload away here to Herbie Farnworth, and he's still going. They're still at their 15, though. And he'll get that ball out to the 20. Good post contact. Tylan says, do you think Hammer fullback and Tuolangi wing or Walsh fullback? I would prefer Hammer fullback and Tuolangi wing, but I think the Billy will go with Walsh as the fullback. Third tackle now for the Dolphins. At the 30, Saikatoa, short ball into the line, and they nearly get away. Taken down here at the 45. It was a really nice pass there from Saikatoa, actually. I thought he was going to back. It was a nice trick. Out to Cody Nikorima. Nikorima to Farnworth. Farnworth steps inside. Tyron Munro, you're very lucky you made that tackle because otherwise that was going to be a try to the Dolphins for coming inside. Get a Caboolture team. If we get a Caboolture team, I give up on Rubber Lou. I give up. All right, up it goes there. It should be an easy one here for Latrell Mitchell. And he does grab it at the 10. Hardahoni says New Zealand needs 2 teams. I agree. I think there needs to be a rivalry between North and Island. There is a rivalry between the North and South Island. We always speak about this. And I think that the comp deserves it. I think New Zealand deserves it. They've been pumping with rugby league recently. Evan Sick says, wouldn't there only be one extra... Wait, what? Wouldn't there only be one extra game with 28 teams, assuming 2 teams have a bye each week? Yeah, that's a good point. I can't do the math right now, especially hungover, but that's... Yeah, if that works out, then sure. Yeah, because you couldn't have one bye. Yeah, you'd have to have 2 byes, yeah. Out to Keon Kolomatangi, it'll be fit tackle. Add a Christmas Island team. The day we add in a Christmas Island team is the day we get the Antarctican Penguins. And that better be damn well tax-free to live down there in Antarctica. So Miso, he'll get it at the 10 and bring it back here to the 25. They are threatening to kind of break through the line here. Jai Arrow is looking like he might be injured here. God bless him, hope he's all right. No way they put 2 teams with a bye every week. Well, what do you want them to do? Because if there's 20 teams, how do you... Oh, no, sorry. We forgot. That's not the usual. So there's no... Only recently, since the Dolphins came in, are we seeing a bye every week. Beforehand, there was no byes every week. The byes would ultimately all come during the origin period area. The currency in Antarctica is seal pelt. Exactly. Exactly right. And better be tax-free. So Gyro will come off with a HIA. Give me one sec here. Yeah, with even teams, why would they? No, exactly right. No, I completely, for some reason, my brain scattered and didn't remember that we never used to have buys every week. I remember the complaints people had, man, when that first came in with the 1 buy every week. Everyone was so upset. Everyone was so annoyed. So obviously only a couple of years ago, but everyone was so annoyed, man. And to be fair, that was what it was like before the Titans came in, no? Nikarima kicks his ball into the corner, and it will sit up there for Latrell Mitchell, where he'll get taken down to the 10. Queensland education system. No, it's a hangover education system, Daz, mate. It is a hangover education system. Welcome to Dayland. Second tackle now, and Tyrone Munro will be taken down to the 15. One of the whole points of bringing the new teams is so there's more games to market. Thank you, Daz. Oh, jeez, that's a huge hit there. Oren Keeley with a massive hit. Rabbitohs getting some good speed up the middle at the moment. Taken down to the 35, 4 tackle. Chris, I don't know what that comment is. All right, the Rabbitohs nearly get through. Tallis Duncan at the 50 on 5th tackle. Still 6-6. And Cody Walker, pretty basic kick there. Jermaine Sarko should grab that one quite easy. Gets it at the 10. Flicks it all the way across here to Hamiso. And Boy Fodo taking it out of the 10. Masamu says, buys should be worth no points. It's too hard to read the ladder. Why? I don't understand why people have such a problem with buy points. It's like everyone will get the same amount of buy points. It gives, honestly, it gives you an ego boost on a game, especially if you're a team at the bottom of the table. It gives the fans at least something to say, and it's funny to say this, but something to celebrate and be happy they didn't not get any points that week. Like, honestly, I don't understand why people have a problem with buy points. Everyone gets the exact same amount of buy points. Every single team. All right, Isaiah Katoa. He'll put that one down, and it'll be Johnson has to run back for it, but he'll get the ball to the 15. Tasman says, yeah, because for some reason the NRL put an expansion team in South Sydney before the Titans came in. Logan Hubner better than Jai Arrow because he can actually kick conversions. What is that? What is the relevance or relatability to those two people in that? What? Only what? I don't even understand the comparison. 4th tackle now for the Rabbitohs the 40. It wouldn't make a difference, buy points or not, nothing to complain about. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why people have a complain about it. Like, is it really that difficult math-wise? Is it really that difficult math-wise to figure it out? So, 5th tackle at the 35. The kid's drunk. I think the kid is drunk because that comparison made absolutely no sense. And Hamid, oh, that's tackling air. He's been tackling air there. Wow, they haven't called as a penalty. Jarius Henry says, Tyreek Kill. Who scored in the Dolphins? Oh, the ball comes at the back. No, it's going to be a knock-on here from the Dolphins. The Rabbitohs are going to get an attack instead of 6, 10 metres out of the line. Oh, they're going to challenge it, sorry. The Dolphins are going to challenge this. Jarius, the try scorer for the Dolphins was Marshall King. Marshall King was the try scorer. For the Rabbitohs, it was Jack Whiten. Get fair. So, challenge here from the Dolphins. This is an early challenge. And, oh, I don't know, man. I think this might just be lost. This might just be a loose carry. Like, his arm is around it here, but does he actually pull on it? I don't know, man. I don't know if you can... This might be inconclusive. The right hand... Yeah. I think it's a strip, yeah. I actually agree with Badger. I think a lot of people are going to query that one, but I do think that you can see him looking at the ball. He moves his arm to reposition it, and it strips it out. So it's a successful challenge. But it was a pretty loose carry too. Like, I will add that on. Dasmate says Danny Amendola might be the next try scorer for the Dolphins, I reckon. Yeah, big old try scorer. Mitchell says Aiden Guerra has a 100% goal kicking conversion rate. Therefore, Guerra is better than Gordon Tallis. Josh Papali is one of the greatest conversion kickers of all time, and I don't want to hear about it. That's a high tackle. Yep, penalty. There it comes. Took a while for him to call the penalty. Oh, Biffo. Someone throw an uppercut, you cats. Someone throw an uppercut. Hadahoni says, come on, Mitchell. What did he do? Mitchell? What's Mitchell done? He was just talking about Aiden Guerra. And, oh, dude. Oh, it comes off the shoulder. Oh, no, that's the wrong call. That is the wrong call. Oh, I thought originally it was high too, but he does hit the shoulder and it bounces up and hits him across the head. All right, so Dolphins will get this ball 45 metres away here. Yeah, good call, Jay. 45 metres away from the Rabbitohs line. Off to Nicarima, then to Isai Katoa, and Francis Molo. He'll be taking out the 50. We aren't babysitting tonight. It's a $150 dono. That is true. That is the babysitting cost here. That is the babysitting cost. Someone at TPJ, I reckon that's a good shout. So second tackle. He might not be playing today, but just find him. Just find him. And Oren Keeley, he'll be 35 metres away now, third tackle. Marshall King. Who's the third? Oh, 13's Kurt Donahue, that's right. I didn't Mitchell get a try. Well, he doesn't have the ball. The Rabbitohs don't have the ball. Tylan says, what do you think of the talk regarding Papali'i coming out of retirement for Origin 3? Isai Katoa's away. Isai Katoa's away. Back on the inside. Hamiso, Taba, White, Theodore. Dolphins will score and make it 10-6. Isai Katoa is having a peach of a game. Listen, hey, look, Broncos fan. Dolphins, you Broncos fans in disguise. I knew it. I've just seen it. As a Broncos fan celebrating the Dolphins try. I knew it. I've called it for years. You're all Broncos fans in disguise. I called it. I saw it. I've seen it. Bada bing, bada damn well boom. That's awful from Sean Keppie. That is absolutely pathetic defense from Sean Keppie. And Isai Katoa just goes straight on through. And I thought he didn't know where the player was, but I think he knew exactly that there was no player out there, and the guy was on the right-hand side, Hamiso Tapuai-Fidow, following through. That was really nice from Isai Katoa. Really nice. Chad Choice says, PNG joining the comp is ridiculous. I don't see anyone from Bondi, Cronulla, Manly, or the Gold Coast wanting to play for them. Sure, but that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to also, one, help and develop Papua New Guinea, and they're a very passionate rugby league country. Secondly, at the end of the day, money talks, and there's rumours and word that they are tax-free, so you're not getting taxed on your earnings in Papua New Guinea. So if you want to earn a couple extra bloody damn well 100,000, well, go there. And I don't even think they're being based in Papua New Guinea. I think they're only getting like 3 or 4 games at Port Moresby, and then the rest is being based out of Cairns, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't know all the details and whatnot, but I struggle to see them financially working as a club long term. But then again, Papua New Guinea does have more money than people know and think about. I think because they got a lot of mines or something, is it? Or is it oil? What do they have there? Papua New Guinea is rich in something. A lot of people go there for that. Not necessarily for tourism purposes. But I don't think they're being based out of Port Moresby. Compounds are lovely, Jared. Yeah, but to be fair, like when I've travelled a bit now, and everything you hear is just either completely over-exaggerated. Like India is 50-50, right? So when you go to India, it's quite literally the definition of 50-50. There is a lot of real shit that you guys all hear about, all the bad shit. That is a thing. But also there are so many bad things that you guys hear and everyone hears about India that just simply is bullshit. Like it's just complete dog shit. It's completely ridiculous. Thailand's pretty much 100% what you would expect. Thailand is quite literally 100% what you expect. I wouldn't debate anything in regards to Thailand. So that's why I say when I think about Papua New Guinea, I don't think it'd be probably as bad as the media suggests. Third tackle now for the Dolphins at 33. If PNG is based in Cairns, then I guess it can work. I believe that's the case. I don't know that's the case. I believe that's the case. So Dolphins now at the 40. 19 minutes to go in the first half, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Isai Katoa's away again. Oh, he's killing him. Hamiso's away. Oh, he tripped up. Otherwise, that was another try for the Dolphins. They go out to the left-hand side. Now they've got numbers galore, and it's going to hit Grassy. Great play, Grassy. But the Dolphins still with the ball. Last, and Rabbitohs now get it at the 30. That's a great play by Grassy McGrath. That was unbelievable. Casey says, if you're an up-and-coming player looking to just get a first-grade NRL game, you'd play for almost anyone, so I'm sure players would want to play for PNG. Yeah, but I do think that they would probably look towards more of their own before they look towards... and it's like the up-and-comers, if you're good enough, you're probably going to get a knock from one of the teams in Australia, and then if you're getting a knock from Papua New Guinea and there, I think that you probably are leaning with Australia. I just think that's a penalty here, the Rabbitohs. penalty in the Rabbitohs. I think that's bullshit, Todd, but sure. But yeah, you are right. Like, if you don't have an option, but then again, that's kind of just feeding the scraps to Papua New Guinea there, and I don't think that's necessarily the point. Hadaroni says, will the two team for New Zealand be like New South Wales versus Queensland game? No. It's a domestic NRL game. State of Origin different. It'll have a rivalry, but to say it's State of Origin level will be it's a bit much. But it'll have a rivalry for sure. But people in New Zealand probably have a better idea about this than me. Like, I shouldn't be talking about the heftiness of that rivalry and the severity of kind of how much they hate each other when it comes to that. New Zealanders will know way more about that than me. But from my perspective, nothing's going to beat Origin, especially not in a domestic rugby league game. So third tackle here, and he's lost the ball. So Dolphins, Marshall King, no. They're not allowed to play on with it. That doesn't make sense. But it will be Dolphins ball at 10. Tyron says, I can't imagine many players with families playing for PNG. Again, I believe they're based out of Cairns. So it's like, Cairns is beautiful. It's not necessarily a place I would want to live, but Cairns is a place I can see people going for. And especially if you're being told that you can be based out of Cairns, play for Papua New Guinea, and then not pay taxes despite living in Australia, that'd be a massive benefit. That'd be insane benefit. And then you go to Port Moresby for 4 games a year, and you leave your family at home because you're only going away for 4 games. Like, I don't think that you're going to get many people moving to Port Moresby. But I know that we have a large Papua New Guinean audience here. So, like, if anyone's Papua New Guinean and wants to, reply, please let us know what your thoughts are. Because I know a lot of Papua New Guineans aren't actually happy to get a team. But a majority are, obviously. And when it comes around, they'll be very excited. Jerry says, it'll definitely be a rivalry for sure, but most likely not State of Origin status, if that makes sense. No, I agree. That's exactly what I'm saying. It'll be a massive rivalry. It can definitely be the biggest rivalry, one of the biggest rivalries in the game, but State of Origin is very different. That's like effectively an exhibition all-star match comparatively to what that would be NRL teams. And it's like one team, Christchurch could be 17th and the Warriors could be 1st, and it's like, that's not going to be an exciting game, realistically. There will be hatred, but it won't be exciting. Like a lot of the Rabbitohs and Roosters games are in the last couple of years. There's not really a great deal of something there, but the rivalry is still very thick. But then you go to Origin, and it's like Queensland versus New South Wales. Even when Queensland are very heavy underdogs, or New South Wales are very heavy underdogs, for the majority, the game will still be quite close. And that's the difference between the Exhibition All-Stars match and a domestic level rugby league game. Out of the right-hand side, and Kevin Graham, he's got the ball offloaded to Tyrone Munro. Oh, he's close to going to the sideline there, but it'll be 4 tackle at the 45. Paul says, New Zealand, same as Oz, they'll start their own state of origin with the NRL. I don't think the NRL would do that, man, because ultimately, I just don't think they would do that. I think that would be cool, but I don't think the NRL will allow that, man. It would take away from the product, and ultimately the product is state of origin. So I think that it would realistically be Christchurch, Auckland, and South Island, North Island in that. They won't create an individual state of origin. Maybe like a one-off every now and then, potentially. But I think they would more so look towards doing like a Islanders, as in like Tonga, Samoa, like the world versus Australia kind of deal. Or just like the islands, like Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, New Zealand, and all that, and put them all together and then play Australia. I think they'd be more interested in doing that than doing like a South Island, North Island specific representative match. Fifth tackle now for the Dolphins at the 40. Christchurch League are very good. Osaka is from Christchurch. Osaka? Osaka? Oh, do you mean Jermaine Osako? Do you mean Jermaine Osako? Otherwise, I'm sure you're not talking about Naomi Osaka. The tax-free is what's going to get most people to sign. Absolutely, especially if you're allowed to be based in Australia and to do it. So, Dolphins... Jeez, I don't know what the commentary is talking about, but the Rabbitohs here, second tackle, now third, inside the attacking half at the 45. They're starting to get a little bit more field position now. Dasman says, nothing will ever compare to State of Origin, AFL State of Origin, that is. I don't know how they're going to make that work, man. They've tried it before. It hasn't really been profitable and worthwhile. Fourth tackle, but that's because there's so many different states involved there. Out of the right, Rabbitohs now 18 metres away. Fifth tackle. What can you do on your fifth tackle option here? Mamuzelis. They get it across. Humphreys, Kalomatangi, Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell, Alex Johnston, and no one's there. And it'll be fifth tackle. He's lost the ball. And he's lost the ball, and now it'll be Dolphins. That was a great tackle from Jermaine Osako, mind you. Great tackle. Jerry says, what's your favourite NRL team? The team in first place, mate. The team in first position. We're killing it right now. Team in first position, man. Yeah, no, it's really nice to never lose a game in our history, but yeah, sometimes you just want to feel what it's like to be a loser down the bottom, you know, in the scrub teams. Oh, fun! What a brilliant run here. Breaks through the 45, the 40, the 35, and Latrell Mitchell with a great tackle. That was a phenomenal run there from Herbie Farnworth. That was unreal. Defense was shocking from Rabbitohs, but it was still unreal. Oh, dude, the Dolphins are on fire here, dude. What the shit am I watching? That is champagne rugby league, that. That is champagne rugby league. Isaiah Katoa, get him in Origin instead of Nathan Cleary because he's injured. Nathan Cleary might be injured. For Origin 3, get Isaiah Katoa in. This guy is legit. He's having an unreal game. That pass is spectacular out of Nicarima. That run from Herbie Farnworth was brilliant, and the Dolphins are on here tonight. That is some really good stuff. That is straight through Kolomatangi. Like Kolomatangi is an international forward. You know, I think he played Origin once, but he's always knocking on the door of Origin, and just goes straight through him. Latrell Mitchell with a great tackle here, but watch this pass from Isaiah Katoa, dude. Yeah, Katoa is very good to watch, Marcel. Very good to watch. So Marshall King, Isaiah Katoa. Oh, dude, that pass is sexy. That is sex. That is sex right there. That is sex. If you are a passionate rugby league fan, that pass from Isaiah Katoa is absolutely horn dog material. Jared said, I thought I was tripping when I seen that. Well, you must have been, because I don't know why you'd be tripping. It's the ladder, mate. It's the ladder. What's your problem? You got a problem? You got a problem with a ladder? You call me a liar? I'm not a liar. This is a very serious channel. We don't talk shit. This is a very serious channel. This is a very, very serious channel here, Jarrys. Mate, you got to do better. You got to do better, man. You call me a liar? I would never lie. I would never lie. Nintendo Freak says, NRL has a big advantage over the AFL for expansion since we can expand into other countries and cities with 1 million plus populations. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. You know, you've got... like, ultimately, long term, the NRL does have so many more options than the AFL, which is something the AFL fans will hate to hear. But 18-6 here to the Dolphins. 10 minutes to go the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 10 minutes to go. Ultimately, the NRL, and this is forever long, I'm not talking about anytime soon, but they are expanding to Perth. They are expanding to Papua New Guinea. They want to expand to the South Island, New Zealand, and Christchurch. They used to have a team in Adelaide, but obviously that's a potential later on. Darwin is also a 50-50 split with the AFL, so there's Darwin there. You've got a Western Corridor Brisbane team that you can look towards. They've been playing games in Mackay and whatnot that I don't think they would go that way. You could ultimately, and this was talked about briefly, a Pacifica team, which includes Fiji, Tonga and Samoa, which would be great to see, you know, Suva slashes Latoka get some games, Nuku'alofa and Apia. That'd be fantastic to see that. So there is a lot of expansion opportunities. I won't say Tasmania. Sure, Tasmania's there. But I won't say Tasmania because I don't think they give a shit about rugby league in Tasmania. But ultimately, it's still another city there. But I wouldn't say it. Jermaine Osaka. What's happening here? Paul, do you realise we do not speak Japanese on this channel, Paul? Do you realise we speak it English sometimes? I try my best to speak English. Forward tackle of the Dolphins at 35. Do you realise we do not speak Japanese? I am not from Tokyo. Not from Tokyo. But arigato. Jared says, yeah, we get it up the Titans. Exactly right, mate. Never seen something more real in my life. Ezra says, who do you think is going to win? Well, I did tip the Dolphins. Spectrum Saturdays in full swing. This is what happens. This is how we roll around here. Second tackle now at 33. 9.5 minutes left. They go out to Trell Mitchell and then to Campbell Graham. And Campbell Graham flicks it back into Trell. Then out to Tyrone Munro. Don't let him get into space. He'll be taking out the 48, third tackle. Tasmania are only interested... Okay. I'm not going to read the rest of that coming out. Not going to read the rest of that one out. Rabbitohs at the 45, fourth tackle. Hobart's actually quite beautiful. I think, Cody Walker's away here. Cody Walker's away. Now taking out the 13 because his selfish might have pitched and didn't pass it. Fit tackle now, 11 metres out. They go short, left-hand side. Oh, that's brilliant defence there from the Dolphins. Yeah, it's brilliant defence. I thought they were going to call 6 again for a second there. I tell you what, this is a really impressive game here from Redcliffe. This is a really impressive game from Redcliffe. They've had some great scramble defence. They've had some phenomenal attack. Look at me circle jerking the Dolphins. Who would have thought it? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? And penalty to the Dolphins. Who would have ever thunk that I'd be sitting here circle jerking the old Redcliffe? What a crazy, crazy time to be alive. Crazy time. Mitch with the $10 Redo donation says, I want to be Latu Fonu who's having a stellar year. Don't you ever insult Buddy Yasai-Katoa ever again. Don't you ever. Unless he's playing in New South Wales colours, then I give you full permission to insult Yasai-Katoa. But until then, you do not. You do not do it. You do not do it. But no, you can do it. Thank you for the $10 Redo donation. Tasmate says, Tassie getting ready to be fathered by the Suns in the AFL. Suns have had a major drop-off, man. They've had a major drop-off this year. Am I surprised as a Gold Coast local? No. No, I am not. Is any Australian surprised? The answer is no. No, they are not. Alright, so third tackle. They give it to Yasai-Katoa. Katoa then out the back of Nikorima. Nikorima short ball. And that'll be 25 metres out of the line for tackle. Love it when YouTube takes 4 years to load. Sounds like Tigers. And that's going to be 6 again. To be fair, it's 15 years, not 4 years, but same, but different. So 6 again for the Dolphins. First tackle, 15 metres out. If the Dolphins score here, oh my goodness me, Rabbitohs, it's game over Red Rover, man. You're gonski. Yeah, you're gonski if you concede here. Just like when the Broncos scored right on half-time against the Wars. Out of the left-hand side to Donahue. Donahue to Yasai-Katoa underneath. And Lemielu, he's going to be 4 metres out of the line, third tackle. Latufano and Katoa are no Bailey beyond your dough. You're lucky you don't get timed out. Out to Yasai-Katoa. Hamiso, right-hand side. Knock on Rabbitohs. It's going to be 6 again. Hamiso picks it up. And it's going to be 6 again here for the Redcliffe Dolphins. Hamiso pushes away from 1. That's weak defence from Mamazelis, man. Make the tackle, dude. Back in the 8 after beating powerhouses, the Melbourne Demons. Mate, that's massive. Massive Melbourne Demons. They're huge. They're really good. Have they won a game this year or what? First tackle now, 5 metres out. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Marshall King to Nichols into the line. He thought about the offload, but he doesn't do it. I feel like Asako is going to score at the end of this set. I feel like that's just what's going to happen. Out of the right-hand side, another knock-on here from the Rabbitohs. Another knock-on from South Sydney of the Rabbitohs. So Redcliffe will get the ball at 10. Actually, how are the... I'm going to go have a look here while we've got a quick little break waiting for this this scrum. AFL ladder. Damn, Adelaide have risen in 5th. Yeah, Melbourne, fantastic, mate. 5-10 record. That's unreal. That's unreal stuff. That's unreal stuff. Gold Coast in the 8. You never would have thought that. Lagan says Western and Canterbury Bulldogs are winning both comps. Stop it. Stop it. Nikorima, Hamiso steps. There's a player who's been tackled. I think that was Nikorima tackled without the ball there. First tackle now for the Dolphins. I still feel like Asako is going to score at the end of this set. Still feeling it. He's still feeling it. And Nichols, he's going to be 8 metres out of the line. Massive bold call to go with the winger to score. Massive, massive bold call. Oh, dude, right through. Marshall King can't get the offload away, but 6 again. Well, you've got to start to consider that there's going to be a bin coming up because this has been a ridiculous amount of 6 agains in these last couple of sets. And I don't think the knock-ons from South Sydney should take that away and nullify it. Second tackle, 2 metres out. At the back here, it's Yasai-Katoa all the way across. And Farnworth, Avarillo, and that's a bit... Dude, they're playing champagne footy, dude. Dolphins are going to kill him. Dolphins are going to kill him. This is champagne footy here from Redcliffe. If you're a Redcliffe fan, you should be super happy with this. Super happy with this. And that is too easy there for the Dolphins. And it's going to be Jake Avarillo, baby. Avarillo with the threat. Welcome. Welcome in. That's a great pass from Herbie Farnworth. Dolphins are playing great footy. How do you lose to the Knights last week and then go and do this? Like, I know the Rabbitohs are awful this year. Also, Dolphins, keep doing it. I like it. Please keep doing it. Please, I'm begging. I'm begging. Just score 100. Just score 100 points. This might be a biased narrative agenda that I'm pushing here for a certain team, maybe in 17th, that needs a team that is in 16th to lose by a large amount so that we can potentially see that team in 17th go out of 17th tomorrow, maybe potentially, just maybe on the horizon is what I'm thinking potentially, if you know what I'm trying to get at my drift. You know? Beat the Dolphins isn't for everyone, Rabbits. Did the Tigers beat the Dolphins, did they? I know we would have streamed it, but my brain can't comprehend anything at the moment. Arib Tube Gaming says, stop glazing. No, I will glaze away, mate. I will glaze. I will glaze until there's no glaze to be done no more because the glazing is glazed. Gee whiz. And I hate the Dolphins. No, I don't. Sugar says, yeah, chances on the Bunnies winning are 10%. 10%? Wow, that's generous. That's generous. Nicarima scoring a try. That's a big one too, believe it. And maybe, honestly, they're on target potentially to be getting a pretty hefty score here. Is Sarko? Well, that's a beautiful kick. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm going to glaze that away. Glaze that away. Glaze it up. Get it going. Get that chug going, Ari. Get that chug going. Turn the kettle on. Get a cigarette. Don't do that. Cigarettes are bad, kids. Herbie came to Queensland at 14, so close to being eligible. Wish I had a time machine. Yeah, would he have played Queensland, though? Would he have wanted to play for England? But I think there was something where he wanted to play for Queensland, actually. Yeah, you're right. But obviously, you can't. Bold prediction, Titans win the premiership. They haven't lost in 17 years. Yeah, but it's 18 seasons. It's 18 seasons. Let me guess, Sports Zone. Can I ask you, are you from New South Wales by any chance? Do you live near Dad's, mate? That's my question to you. But you are right in your comment, though, that the Titans are undefeated. And I think that they're a good shout to win this year. Second tackle out the 20. England, that's in Queensland. Apia Samoa. Where is that, Daz? Is it out near Tamworth? Is Apia Samoa out near Tamworth? Just trying to figure out the geographical logistics here of Apia Samoa and Auckland. So that's going to be fifth tackle now for the Dolphins. And they will be at the 45. Actually, to be fair, this game at Suncorp Stadium, no. New South Wales is closer to Auckland. But Queensland, Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane is closer to Apia than New South Wales. Oh, no. Oh, dude. Nicarima's down injured. Oh, I'm so sorry. Addy, you've done yourself a mischief here. God bless him. Nicarima is down injured right now. I hope he's all right, but I think he's done his hamstring. Yeah, he's done his hamstring, lads. Nicarima has done a hamstring. Damn it. Aloy Lacana says, let's go Dolphins. Yeah, well, they're killing it right now. It's just this collision here with Tyrone Munro. Oh, no, sorry, not the collision. It's just as he was going for the tackle, the hamstring pull. Damn it. Live on the Sunshine Coast. Living on the Sunshine Coast, I'd never live in that shithole state, mate. You're unbelievable. What a beautiful soul you are. Yeah, Ari, like, we have banter and we troll and have a bit of a laugh here and whatnot, but laughing at a player's injury is not cool, man. Like, not cool. I would never laugh at my rival team's players injured. Zach Lomax is a dickhead off the field, but he's a great player on the field, and I would still never want to see that guy injured, right? The point of the matter is that, like, despite the game, ultimately, you're a human. Like, have a bit more respect. Avarillo, Hammer, Nicarima, Whiten, 3 out of 4 ticks. Unfortunately for you, Addy, Nicarima is not going to be back today. Nicarima is about to be off for the rest of this game. He's done his hammy. So Kalomatangi now, second tackle, 2 minutes to go here of the first half, 35 metres away. Peter Mamuzelas, he'll go out to the right, off to Humphreys. Humphreys to Cody Walker. Cody Walker underneath to Latrell Mitchell, who'll flick that ball all the way over the top here. Defense looks fine, though. Third tackle now for the Dolphins. Their points differential is ludicrous, man. Especially for a team that was sitting in 11th coming into this game, or 10th coming into this game. Plus 140, whatever ridiculousness it was. Fourth tackle, 10 metres out. Like, they might be able to go... They won't go above the Storm, but they'll be close enough considering their ladder positioning. Fifth tackle, and then you've got the Wires sitting up there on plus 11 in the top 4. Fifth tackle, they kick it through. Oh, too deep, and it's going to be a 7 tackle set for the Dolphins. Jeez. Logan says, Dolphins are my dark horses. I don't think we should get ahead of ourselves. This is a 16th place Rabbitohs team that could genuinely be in last by the end of this round. Like, and it's an 18-point separation right now. The Dolphins still lost to Newcastle. I think, yeah, okay, sure, I agree with you that they're the dark horses. If there's any team outside of the, you know, Bulldogs, Raiders, and Storm right now, and I will say those 3 teams, if there's any team, I would say that I'm most hesitant about probably, yeah, the Dolphins in a good way. But, look, The Broncos still got problems. The Sharks don't even. If someone even thinks about making the Sharks their. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that team. It makes me sick right now. It makes me sick. I'm never tipping you to win a comp ever again. I never do it. Third tackle here for the Dolphins. They may go for a field goal here. Sarko's got a boot on him. Fourth tackle, 38 metres away here from the line. Fourth tackle. Marshall King out to Sakatoa. And they go quickly here. Now they get out to Jake Averillo. Averillo at the 20, at the 5. Kicks it back onto the inside. Oh, they're going to score. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, but yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hamiso again. Hamiso with a double. Oh, dude. Just like that Broncos-Warriors game. Well, the Dolphins have scored, and they're probably going to put 50 on him here. They're probably going to put a 50 on him. You can't talk about it yet because they haven't got the conversion. Just want to put that out there. You don't get yourself timed out. These Dolphins are playing really good footy. Again, though, the issue here is that they're playing a 16th place Rabbitohs team, and they lost last week to a 13th place Newcastle Knights team. So, Olivia says all 4 have scored. Am I the Muppet that's misreading that? All 4 have scored, Mitchell. Blaze is the Muppet. Oh, am I the Muppet? Oh, blame the hangover, man. Oh, yeah, he's right. Olivia, listen. I had too much tequila last night. Too much tequila. So, Miso with a double, and it'll be 28-6 with the kick to come. It's so cheap to drink over here, man. It's so cheap to drink that it's just like, when you go out, you're not just going out. You're going out. You know what I mean? That's okay. I thought I was too. You are. Mitchell says, yeah, I thought so, Olivia. I thought I was losing my mind. You also are. You also are, yeah. So, 28-6 with the kick to come. It's about to be a 30-6. Bull game. Bull game. Yep, Lagan, you've done yourself a mischief there. You knew that was coming. You knew that was coming a mile away. Jimmy says offside, surely. I wasn't even really focusing on it. Oh, this is Hamisa's 100th game. I didn't even realise. Cowboys. You really wish you hadn't let him go, eh? Tequila and Ladyboys. What a combo. Always going to be one sicko here. There's always going to be one sick man. And that sick man is Brocky. And that's not surprising. And it's not surprising from Brocky. He lives in the Gold Coast. And you know what they say about the Gold Coast. And I can say it. If anyone insults the Gold Coast, don't you do it. But I'm allowed to because I'm from there. So I know what Brocky's doing on his days off. And his days on. Get tequila without us? Well, where are you in Hawaii? You in Hawaii or what? You're meant to stream it. You can see the fight on my Instagram story. By the way, if you guys are expecting a fantastic, brilliant, exhilarating game here, well, bit of a yikes on your behalf. 30-6 to the Dolphins. 30-6 at half-time. Crazy that the Rabbitohs made a great game against the Storm last week and only lost 25-24 because they couldn't kick a conversion to save their lives. And now they're down 30-6 here to the Dolphins. Tyler says, can't believe I tipped the Bunnies for 5th. Well, man, again, so I tipped them for 7th. I'm okay with it. I understand that they're in 16th. There is so many injuries that have happened this year. They have got about, collectively combined, across the season, they've got like 170-odd games that players have missed. Right, 170-odd games. The next most injured team is like 120. So that's like 50 games separating them. Like, they've had a dramatic amount of games lost to injuries. And a lot of them obviously come through Cameron Murray. But the point matter is that the Rabbitohs are very injured. You can't really hate on what the Rabbitohs have done this season. You can be disappointed as a Rabbitohs fan, and you can be disappointed if you did predict them for a high spot. But ultimately, this is what happens in professional sport. This is what happens in rugby league. And the Rabbitohs just don't have the kind of depth to get through the amount of injuries that they've had. Whilst you see the Bulldogs haven't had that many injuries. You've seen the Panthers not have a dramatic amount of injuries. The Raiders haven't had a dramatic amount of injuries. Injuries, ultimately, is what will win or lose you the comp on the basis that if you don't have many injuries, you're probably going to have a pretty good chance of winning the comp no matter who the team is, right? And that's why I always get sick and tired of the Titans coming out and utilising excuses of injuries every single year as to the reason. It's like, it's going to happen. Sort the depth. It's your problem. You are the ones deciding it. You need to have the depth to get through it because ultimately, that is this sport. That is your job. And that's why I don't listen to this injury dribble from the Titans. Whilst they are technically true, it's also not the worst injury crisis in the competition, and yet they are the worst in the competition right now. That's why I always say, regarding injuries, they are going to happen. the club has to have depth. If they don't have depth, yeah, sure, the injuries happen. But ultimately, you can't really ultimately do anything but say they're not doing good enough as an organisation. Anyway, I'm speaking more about the Titans there overall. So let's move on here. Let's move on to the statistics. I'm just so pissed off with my club, eh? I'm so pissed off because there's no accountability ever. But let's get into some team stats. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And let's get into the stats. So possession and completion, 60% for the Dolphins, 40% here for the Rabbitohs. 15 minutes and 52 seconds here for time and possession of the Dolphins. 10 minutes and 30 for the Rabbitohs. Completion rate is 92%, which is 23 from 25. That's fantastic there for the Dolphins. That's unbelievable. Over 90% completion rate is brilliant. 80% for the Rabbitohs is not bad. That's basic. That's flat line of 12 from 15. 80% is the average. So they're not doing too badly there. Run-wise, 111 runs for the Dolphins, 76 runs for the Rabbitohs, with 1,040 run meters there for the Dolphins and 711 run meters there for the Rabbitohs. So if you want to equalise it, 86, 96, 106, they're 35 runs behind. So you give them 10 meters per run on average. So that's 350 meters. So 811, 911, 1,011, and then 1,061. Now, this will be over the Dolphins. So, if they were getting the same amount of ball, the Rabbitohs are actually doing pretty well in the middle with their meters. And that's why you're going to see this average set distance actually quite good, right? You give them 350 meters to make it that equal with the 111, and they actually have more run meters by about 11 than what the Dolphins do. So, it means the Rabbits aren't doing too badly in the middle. It's just we're going to get to their defense in a second. And they're not getting as many. They don't have the ball as much as they need. Post-contact meters is 326 out of the Dolphins, 233 out of the Rabbitohs. Equalising out, you're probably still going to be about 20, 30 off there, Dolphins' favour. Line breaks is 6-2 to the Dolphins. Tackle breaks is a whopping 26-10. That is not good defence from the Rabbitohs there. But the average set distance, anything under 25, I cut the string at half-time. 25 to 30, you wouldn't even spit at it. 30 to 35, not good. It's just really not great. 35 to 40 is basis, average, flatline. 40 to 45 is very good. 45 to 50 is fantastic, and 50 plus is amazing. The Dolphins are sitting at 41.63. Now, they're up 30 to 6 in this game, and you would expect that, considering they're at a very good average set distance, like they're lower end, but very good average set distance at 41.58, it's crazy to say the Rabbitohs are actually making more. They're at 47.43. The Rabbitohs are at 47.43 meters per set. That is fantastic. That is onto nearly to the upper end of fantastic, getting towards unbelievable. So it's showing that if you do equalise out, like I was saying before, the Rabbitohs are actually winning the middle, funnily enough. They they are when it comes to their attack anyway, and to their runs. But it's crazy to say that considering they're down 30 to 6. But when it comes to the forwards and what they're doing in the middle, they're not actually doing too badly. 47.43 is a really good set distance. It's fantastic. The average play the ball speed is 3.4 for the Dolphins, 3.47 seconds here for the Rabbitohs. It's basic. It's nothing too fast. It's nothing too slow. Nothing out of this world. Offloads is 4-2 Rabbitohs way. Kick defusal is 100% for the Dolphins. That's fantastic. And 67% here for the Rabbitohs. No forced dropouts. And both defenses aren't actually that fantastic. That's actually odd. That's interesting. Not many tackles made here for the Dolphins, so I could easily see them pulling away. Like, the Rabbitohs are going to be tired. They've had to make nearly 100 more tackles. So 88.24% for the Dolphins is right on the brink of just basic. Like, that's what you need to be hitting. You're okay with it. You're happy with it. It's nothing out of this world, but you're happy with it. 88.24%. They got 135 tackles made for 10 missed tackles and 8 ineffectives. 18 bad tackles in the first half of the Dolphins with 135 tackles made. That's not many tackles made, man. That is not many tackles made. They've not had to do a great deal of defense, which is a little bit disappointing that through not having to do too much defense, they've still had 18 bad tackles, but it's the aim of the game. Rabbitohs, on the other hand, they're not too far behind, but 87.76, so they're not hitting the marker. They're not hitting the basic. 208 tackles made for 26 missed tackles and 3 ineffective. So they're not making many ineffective, but their missed tackles are through the roof at 26 comparatively to 10. So if they are to do the same thing in the second half or even get more tired, they are definitely over 50 and could be getting towards the 55 mark, which is a lot of missed tackles. Yikes. Errors-wise, 5-2 Rabbitohs. Penalties conceded, 4-2 Rabbitohs. Ruck infringements, 2-0 Rabbitohs. And inside 10 metres, 1-0 Rabbitohs. This is not a good game for the Rabbitohs. But they're making a lot of metres when they do have the ball. Their completion rate isn't awful, but the scoreline is absolutely dreadful. The scoreline is just dreadful. So I'm pretty happy also, mind you, to take the fraud alert off the Dolphins. I'm pretty happy to take the fraud alert off the Dolphins. I understand that they're going up against the Rabbitohs here, who are second last, but I will also point out that it's the way they've done this. And also, if you remove that Knights game, which did happen, but if you remove that Knights game, they have had an unbelievable last month, last month and a week, month and a half. Jared Troy says, BK sounded like Gus Gould. Get around, Gus. Nintendo says, man, I really want the Finns to make the finals this year. They're playing exciting footy. I think they'll make the finals this year, man. I think they will. It's very similar to the Titans' trajectory at the beginning of their tenure back in 2007, 08, 09, and 10. In 07, they came pretty similar position to where the Dolphins were, I think just above. And then 2008, I think the Titans finished just below where the Dolphins finished. And then 2009, the Titans actually came third. So they got knocked out in straight sets, which I could easily assume the Dolphins probably would actually do in the finals. But the Titans came third. So the Dolphins are kind of trying to aim for that area. I don't think they're going to come third. I don't think they will come top four. But if they win this game, well, they're going to win this game. They're up by 24 points. But let's just say, if they win this game, the Dolphins will go from 11th, which is where they're below the Dragons right now. They go from 11th all the way up with their points differential. No, just to the 8th. Just to 8th. But that is 6 points away from the top four of the Storm and the Warriors. And the only team that Storm have to worry about points differential-wise is actually the Dolphins. But I do think the Storm win tomorrow. But the only reason I get concerned about that game tomorrow with the Storm and Sharks is because whatever you predict, whatever you tip, whatever you think is going to happen with the Cronulla Sharks game, if you tip those bastards to win, they will lose, and they will lose pathetically, crying in the corner. And I will be there crying with them. But if you tip them to lose, they'll go and win 31-26 against the Melbourne Storm, which they did 5 weeks ago. And they're unbelievable, mate. They make me sick. They make me sick, mate. They make me sick. They're making me sick, mate. Dear me. Aloy Lacana says, where are the Dolphins on the table? They will go, for the time being, into 8th position. They will go into 8th position with a win. And then they've just got to hope that the Sharks don't beat the Storm tomorrow. I can't believe the Sharks are in 9th. Actually, the Sharks are in 10th right. Oh my gosh, the Sharks are in 10th right now. Are they? Yeah, they are. What a disgrace. What an actual disgrace. Cronulla, you deserve the slander. You deserve it. Brenton says, Knights just put top teams under pressure. Yeah, they gave it, well, sure. If that's what that's what floats your boat, then sure. Float it away, baby. Float away. Float away. So I'm just making sure that we've got everything right here on the table. The Warriors definitely on fraud alert. Massive fraud alert. What else are we looking at? Roosters, no. Broncos, no. Panthers, no. Manly, definitely. Taking Dolphins off now. And Sharks is scam all day, every day. And twice. Twice on Sundays. Olivia says, are you going to stream that game? Which game? Are you talking about tomorrow's games? Yeah, no, I'll be here to flip out. I'll flip the table. I'll flip the table at the Sharks. I'll flip it. If they go on to win that game, if the Cronulla Sharks go and win the game in Melbourne against the Storm tomorrow, that will do me. That'll do me after what we've witnessed recently this year. That would do me. I think I'd be done. I think I would be done if the Sharks went and did over the Storm in Melbourne tomorrow. Brenton says, the bloody Rooters game should have been our win. Yeah, but who cares, mate? The Knights aren't going to do nothing this year. And also, both teams were dreadful that day. Chase's Sharks upset, mate. They will upset mostly me, just for watching them. Evan Six says, this year has been strange, to say the least. It's been great. I don't know if the quality is necessarily there comparatively to previous years. I think there's a lot of teams that are in the 8 right now that there's a lot of problems with. Like, for example, to pinpoint, I will say the Roosters definitely have a dramatic amount of problems in regards to how many errors they make every single week. The Warriors speaks for itself. The Broncos have got plenty of errors in their game as well. And I think that, they had a good win today, but they probably would have been beaten by a lot of the better teams this year, which I would say is the Raiders, the Dogs, and the Storm. I understand the Broncos beat the Bulldogs a few weeks back, but the point of the matter is that I didn't think they were as fantastic as, I guess, the scoreline, I think, flooded them today. Manly make me sick as well, to be fair. They really do. And the Dolphins still lost to the Knights last week. So, like, you look across the competition, and I wouldn't necessarily say that the quality is there comparatively to what you would be hoping for. But it is a very exciting and close year. Nintendo says, Sharks win by 20 plus tomorrow. Just watch, then do it. Then do it. I'm not backing them because I backed them every other week. I predicted this mother bitch team to come first. I predicted this some bitch team to come first this year, and they are not even in the top 8 right now. They're not even in the top 8. They can fuck off. You know what I mean? Until they go and win, I'm off them. I'm off them. I'm off. I want to see you flip a table on a balcony. It'll happen. Sharks win. It'll happen. It really will. I'm going to run up to the bathroom here quickly, guys. I'm going to run up to the bathroom. Do you want to look at the Hua Hin ocean side, or do you want to look at the Hua Hin buddy mountainside with buildings? You know what? You're just going to get whatever I give you. You're just going to get whatever I give you. All right, guys. I'll be back in just a few momentos. Alright, you ready to rock and roll, baby, for an unbelievable, exhilarating, exciting, and just absolutely pumping second half here? Oh my gosh. Mark says, want to see Ladyboy. Just look out there and just know there's plenty. Just know that for every one you see, there's at least 5 hanging around. There's at least 5 just chilling. Just chilling within arm's distance. Or maybe behind walls, you never know. You never know. But anyway, that's going to be kickoff here from the Dolphins and the Rabbitohs. They will bring it out here through the to the 10. You see one? You don't see one right now, Olivia. You do not see one right now. No way. Second tackle at the 13. You got your pants on this time? No, definitely not. You think I come to Thailand keeping pants on? Unbelievable, mate. What do you think this is? So third tackle in for the Rabbitohs at the 13. 39 minutes left. Halftime pop? Popping? What are we popping? These guns? Fourth tackle here at the 20. And that was not a good set there from the Rabbitohs. Fifth tackle, 25 metres out of their own line. Well, 20 points away from a fitty bomb. And that will mean that Best Port Tipino will use me as a clip farm to put me on his Instagram. He really is a clip farmer, that bloke. He's a clip farmer. Dolphins now will be at the 10. Give us a pants dance. Okay, you guys are getting really odd now. What is it for you guys? 6:55, 7:55, 8:55, 9 o'clock. Yeah, this is getting to wacko hour. It's definitely wacko hour. Now, third tackle for the Dolphins. They'll get this ball at the 20. Both teams haven't started off with a bang here in regards to their sets. I actually think tomorrow's going to be a good day. So I think Shark Storm will be a good game. I think it'll be a fun game to watch. And then you guys get to watch me just flip out on the Titans. If they win, I won't flip out on them. But if they lose to a team that's conceded about 900 points the last 3 weeks, I might crash out again. But then again, we're used to me crashing out here. We are used to the old BKR crash out. Alright. So the Rabbitohs will bring this ball here to 32. Really exciting start here. Oh, dude, it's so like humid right now. So humid. But I tell you what, you can't complain. You cannot complain when you're sitting here, you're watching the footy, and you've got this as a view. It really is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so blessed, man. It's actually unreal. And then to like go out with friends afterwards, down here, have a good time, come back and watch some more footy games tomorrow on a massive. Oh, it's a knock on there from the Rabbitohs, and the Dolphins get the ball at the 48 on their own side of the field. Yeah, but pull it. Yeah, massive pull. Yeah, massive pool here. It's beautiful. I'm like obviously right on the beach here as well. The beach isn't too great. When you're from Australia, you become a beach snob, mate. You really do. When you're from Australia, you become a beach snob. And I really don't think this beach is that great. I hear Koh Samui is fantastic beaches, but here maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. But the pool's beautiful. We aren't wacko. You are wacko, Olivia. You are wacko. Be proud of it. Own that shit. Own that shit. So third tackle now for the Dolphins. They're 30 metres out. They give it out to Sakatoa to Hamiso. Hamiso goes out the right-hand side, but back in the side, V&A, and 13 metres out for tackle. I hope it doesn't have a swim-up bar. Oh, Jay. It does. Oh, that's going to be fifth tackle now for the Dolphins at 13. That's actually a really smart play there from Averillo. A really smart play. Out to Sakatoa. Soa cuts it back to the left-hand side, and he's lost the ball. Aloya Lakana, why have you said try-time Dolphins? There was no try. I know what you're talking. Well, that's an obstruction, referee. Like, no, I'm sorry. That's an obstruction again, referee. But no, Jay, I'm, from Fiji. I know all about. I know all about why pool bars are like pool bars. When I was a young kid, they were cool lads. You'd go up and swim there. You'd get a banana milkshake or something like that. Rabbitohs are away here. Rabbitohs are away. Can't get the offload away onto the inside, though. Third tackle at the 40. Cody Walker was waiting for it. Cody Nicarima has been ruled out with a hamstring. Basically, what he's saying, Brenton, is that swim-up bars at pool bars are where like people just drink alcohol and don't use the restroom. It's disgusting. And that's going to be not a knock-on. Not a knock-on, even the Rabbitohs. Nearly was. And they'll be taking down at the 30. This has been a really awkward set. Out here, Jamie Humphreys, and Humphreys now will put that one. Rabbitohs catch it. They throw it back. Ewan Aiken. He throws that ball forward. That's a knock-on. That's a knock-on. Zero tackle. It's a surf rider. Get on the surf rider. But for people who have travelled and are watching right now, it wasn't zero tackle. They didn't say it was knock-on. Okay, fair enough. Do you become well, then again, if you're from like Western Sydney, do you actually go out to the eastern suburbs much? But if you're from Australia, surely you become a beach snob like me. I know we're coffee snobs, that's for sure. Like, don't even talk to me about the coffee in India. Don't even. Coffee in India was ridiculous. Coffee here is not bad. I'm looking forward to Vietnamese coffee though. Fourth tackle here at the 30, and Marshall King, he'll run this ball up here to the 40. Taken down. Jared Troy, they will come, man. It's just been impossible for me to do it at the moment. Like, I need to think about potentially getting an editor for that channel. It's just I don't really have as much time as I thought I would have, especially when you're travelling and you want to be able to have a life, but I do have the commitments here with BKR Sport. Alex Johnson takes this ball to the 30, first tackle. I have a lot of commitments here with BKR Sport on weekends, and weekends is kind of when you want to get your best content, your best travel kind of content, but you can do it during the week as well. I don't know, I just need to be in the right frame of mind because I've filmed heaps of stuff in India. I've got thousands of pieces of content. It's just I don't have the time. I need to think about like an editor for that channel. So the second tackle now at the 40. Kobe says, got all my multi completed, but need Jamie Humphreys to score. What's your thoughts on him getting in? Well, he's a halfback for the Rabbitohs, and the Rabbitohs are the second worst attacking team in the competition. Quite literally. Latrell Mitchell's away here. Latrell Mitchell's away, back onto the inside, and that's going to go to the Dolphins. It's Sakatoa picks it up. Okay, so the Dolphins get this ball at 25. What I would have suggested to you, I know this is too late now, but I will base it on stats, not about hindsight. Betting on the Rabbitohs, did you bet the Rabbitohs to win this game? Because I don't know why you put in a try scorer in the halfback position who isn't that's not really a known position that scores a lot of tries for a team that is the second worst attacking team in the competition. Not shouldn't you bet too much, but I'm giving you my answer through that. But if it happens, great. Like it's 1 in 17. Well, it's not. It's shorter than that, but so 30 metres out from the line, fit tackle. The water is warmer at the bar. Yes, Brenton. But as a kid, you don't think about that, right? So you go up and you swim up there. It's awesome. You get a banana milkshake or something and sit there and you feel like a big boy. But then the older you get, the more you realise, don't sit there. And also, kids will be doing that too. Kids 100% will be doing that too. So Rabbitohs now at the 10. And Tyrone Munro will get to the 13. Well, is that actually a real thing in regards to, like, if you do pee in a pool, that the blue thing comes out? Or is that just like a myth? Because I've never actually seen that in action. And I think it's a good thing to do to call someone out for doing it. Especially in, like, hotel pools or public pools. Like, I've never seen it actually in action. And you cannot tell me that in 31 years of living and going to pools and all that kind of jazz, not seeing it. No, just a myth. It's a die. No, I know it's a die, Jay, but it definitely would exist, but I don't think anyone uses it. Why? Kobe says, no, I did the Dolphins to win, and Dolphins to win by 13. Hammer for a double and Jamie to score, but yeah, I don't know why I did him. Probably just messed up my silly bet. Yeah, I probably would have gone, if I was going to the Rabbitohs, you would have just gone with an easy one of Alex Johnston, even though he hasn't scored yet, to be fair. But I wouldn't have got on the Rabbitohs. If you had the Dolphins to win 13 plus, I would have just done Isako, who hasn't scored yet. I would have gone you double for Herbie and then shit, maybe who else? I would have gone 3 for the Dolphins, to be fair, with a 13 plus bet. Maybe Herbie Farmworth, but 2 still left to score. That's going to be a good catch there. Oh no, Munro's dropped it, and Hamisa's going to score a hat trick. Hamisa's going to score a hat trick, ladies and gentlemen. Hamisa will score 1, a 2, a 3, and no try bunker. So take it back that 3. Take it back to 3. They're going to say there's contact on Tyrone Munro, I reckon, and kind of like the pull at the Gabba. Jay, that'd be so cool to do, but you're right. Like, the Gabba would be discussed in that pool. I think they took it out, didn't they? I think they took it out. I think they're both going for the ball. That's a contest. Eyes are always on the ball here from Max Fine. He's competing for the ball, competing for the ball. Yep, 100%. It's play on. He just loses the ball. This is a try. This is a hat trick. So give him back his 3rd. Yeah, give him back his 3rd try. Hamisa Tabuai will go 1, 2, 3, baby. It's just like an upgraded seating area. Yeah. Because I know in Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL, they have jacuzzis. But, like, the jacuzzi is private jacuzzi, so it's not like you're going with random people. So, if you're by yourself with your group, but then again, your group's probably a bunch of sickos too, to be fair. Sat there a couple of times. Yeah, it'd be cool. I did some content with the Brisbane Heat back in the day. So, try time there for the Dolphins, 34-6 with a kick to come. 30 minutes to go here of the game, and we are looking like a fitty bum is on the cards. It's looking red hot for a fitty bum. It's looking red hot for a fitty bum. Oh, yeah. Guys, do me a favour. If you do follow me on Instagram, I want you to go comment on my recent post congratulating Fook. Say good stuff and say he's the best fighter in the world or something. Make him feel good. That was his first fight last night. So if you do follow me on Instagram, I posted a photo with myself and Fook from last night after he won. So go and show him a bit of love on the comments. Ramos Adventure says, thoughts I need Herbie to try for a massive multi. Well, they've scored 34 points, about to be 36 points. You could honestly throw a dart at a dartboard of any Dolphins player and they could score in this. What do you do for a crust liver? You have to be loaded. Always cheese, Brenton. Brenton, what are you doing? What are you? Why are you asking about people's occupations here? What are you doing? So Jermaine Asako, he will make the kick. 36-6 with 30 minutes to go. This game gone. Honey, this game was gone about 40 minutes ago. This game was gone before it started. So that's a really good chance, yes. Well, don't take it the wrong way. It's still just as likely a chance as it was before the game. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of try scorers here for the Dolphins. But then again, Hamiso's hogging them. He's got three tries. Hamiso's been fantastic today. So I'm saying it's likely, considering the Dolphins are playing some heavy attacking footy here, the Rabbitohs defensively are atrocious, and they're putting themselves. By the way, Rabbitohs, knock knock, who's there? Gold Coast Titans. You are now minus 109, minus 119, minus 109, minus 119. No, minus 99, minus 109, minus 119. You are 19 points away from going below the Titans points differential wise. My bad, I shouldn't have asked in public. Yeah, no, probably not, eh? Probably not. Kobe says, paying $1,300 to off a $20 punt, that's got to be a rough one. Well, I'm looking forward to the $130 redo donation when it wins. And the Rabbitohs have a chance now. A knock on from the Dolphins. 25 metres out, the Rabbitohs will have a opportunity. And that doesn't come by often. Does not come by often. Oh, true. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so Rabbitohs ball, 25 metres out. First tackle. Come on, Jamie Humphries. And then he gives it out to, not even too sure, 20 metres away. Second tackle. Saliva Havili. No, Mamazella, sorry. Mamazella to be 13 metres out. 6 again, though, for the Rabbitohs. All right. Where's Humphries? It's the only excitement we get right now is riding people's bets home, because this game is well and truly done and dusted. It's well and truly over. Out to the back, Jamie Humphries, Cody Walker, Jack Whiten. Jack Whiten steps there. He did Finet over dirty there, but he gets taken down 2 metres out, mainly by Isai Katoa. Isai Katoa, that's a penalty. Honestly, that's a bin. Might be a bin here. No, it's just going to be a penalty. I'm surprised, because obviously when you're that close to the line, that's slowing down the play deliberately, you could argue it's a professional foul. But it will be a penalty. Brenton says, I do hope the Titans beat the Cows tomorrow as a Novocastrian. Yeah, of course, I get it. I understand why. I do understand, mate. Cowboys have the worst points differential in the comp by 2. Only to the Titans, though. What a cracker game on Sunday afternoon. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be great fun, Jay. Great fun. Second tackle now for the Rabbitohs at the 5. And then they give it to Cody Walker. And Cody Walker through. And try time for Tallis Duncan. Try time for Tallis Duncan underneath the post. So it's about to be a 36-12 game. That was too easy. Too easy. Both tries for the Rabbitohs have come off the back of a knock-on from the Dolphins. Both tries. But, is that right, Kevin Walters? Is that right, Kevin Walters? Kevin Walters goes, that's what they can do, South. That's what they can do. They can score points. Kev, just a reminder, mate, they are the second worst attacking team in the competition. In the competition. They will have played 16 games by the end of this game. And they are still below pretty much every other team, Kevin Walters. So what are you talking about in the commentary? What are you talking about, Kev? All right, so Cody Walker, he was down there, but he's back up. Sam Bestby squealing loud. Bestby squealing loud, the old Sammy boy, but I don't even know if he's going. I have a feeling that Kev might get a job at Nui if or when Adam O'Brien gets the sack. Well, we're getting rumoured a billion times with him. It's just not happening. Yeah, maybe. Kev Walters is the best option on the market. Like, there's no one else who's on the market, really. So 36-12 with 26 minutes to go. Yeah, there's nobody else that you'd be looking towards. And like at the end of the day, they did get to the grand final with him at the Broncos. All right, so Rabbitoh, I think Kev Walters was a bit of a scapegoat. I do understand them bringing in Michael Maguire, but I do think the Broncos use him as a scapegoat for their absolutely poor organisation. Second tackle now at the 15, and the Rabbitohs get a penalty. They're getting a little bit of momentum. Getting a bit of momentum. Do you think Brad Arthur will return to coaching? Isn't he in the Super League coaching? I think he's in the Super League coaching. Could be wrong. I also think that... you know what? I would actually say Brad Arthur is the best coach in the market. And Eels fans, you can laugh all you like, but he got you to a grand final. He got you to multiple preliminary finals. If you laugh at Brad Arthur, you just don't know footy. I'm sorry, you don't, because Brad Arthur still got the Eels to their best performances in 40 odd years since the 80s. All right, Rabbitohs now 22 metres away here from the line. Moali rolls it back here to Mamazelos off to Jamie Humphries. Humphries to Cody Walker. Cody Walker, short ball, and Tallis Duncan's going to score again. Tallis Duncan's going to score again. It's 36-16 with the kick to come. This game isn't back on, is it? This game, surely not Dolphins. Surely not Dolphins. You couldn't do it to yourselves. 36-16 with the kick to come. 25 minutes to go. There's no way. He's coaching. I mean, back from the Super League. Yeah, sure. But I think that teams would be silly not to look at him. So Tallis Duncan with an easy try again. And it's going to be an 18-point gap if they get the kick, which they should. But this Dolphins defense in these last few plays have been dreadful, and Duncan has been the one that has gone on both. Does he just not wear headgear anymore? Bucks' comeback is on. You don't want that, mate, as an Eels fan. You don't. Oh, Latrell's missed the kick. There you go. New South Wales kicker, ladies and gentlemen. There's your next New South Wales kicker. Latrell Mitchell, everybody. Latrell Mitchell. He should have got that kick. Latrell Mitchell, everybody. Yeah, Buck, why would you want the Rabbitohs to come back? You are an Eels fan. You want them to lose by more than 14 points. And then you stay above them. So 20 points a gap. Lomax had a shocker again tonight. Did he really? So I think Cleary's playing though. Like Cleary looked fine to me on Thursday. And he scored a try. Like everyone keeps saying injured this, injured that. And I think Cleary's going to get the 7. All right, so the Rabbitohs now will be taken down to the 10. And like as long as he's not on his literal deathbed or has a leg amputated, and he probably still would play with a leg amputated for a Game 3 decider in Sydney. Did Cleary kick last game? Hold on, I'll go check. No, Dylan Edwards did. Dylan Edwards. So there's a niggle, but at the end of the day, he had a fantastic game. And he won them the game. So it's like New South Wales, unless he is completely unable to play, 100% he will play. Fit tackle now at the 48 for the Rabbitohs. That missed kick is kind of what's ended this game. Because there was a little bit of a comeback looming, but that missed kick has really cost him dramatically. Isako grabs this one, and he will get taken down at the 20. If you had have kept it to 18 rather than 20, you probably would have a good chance here still with the rate that you were scoring at. So Katoa gets it across here to Hamiso. I think the Dolphins just can't go to sleep. Don't be complacent. Go for the bomb. Go for the fitted bomb. You've scored plenty of fitted bombs recently. That should be a penalty. They didn't call it though. Dolphins out to Herbie Farnworth, and that's a high tackle. Nope, and they didn't call that one either. So Marshall King to Francis Molo, and they'll get this ball to the 43. Fit tackle. I'm surprised considering how many tries have been scored that Isako hasn't scored. Oh, that's going to bounce awkwardly. That's going to bounce weirdly, but the Rabbitohs do get it through Johnston and brings it out to the 30. That was really awkward. But no, Cleary is very clearly there's something there, but again, he'll be fine to play. Oh, no, it's hit Grassy McGrath. It's hit Grassy McGrath, and the Rabbitohs will be taken all the way back to the 10 there. Big play, Grassy. So second tackle, 10 metres out, and Ewan Aiken's grabbing at his hammy. I don't know, maybe it's just a cork. I think it was just a cork. Campbell Graham to the 25 now. Rolls it back to Humphries, and they go out to the right to Latrell Mitchell. And that's for gosh sake, Latrell. Oh my gosh. Like, I get you trying. I do understand it. I understand you're throwing the ball around, but come on, man. That's poor. That's really poor. Critter will probably take the kick and duty. Yeah, you would assume so. I think they still could go with Lomax, man. I really think they'd probably still go Lomax. Because, like, at the end of the day, if Cleary was fully fit for kicking duties, I think they would still go with him, even though Game 1 happened. And then Lomax missed a lot of kicks, but I don't think that's going to happen more often than not. So I do think they probably lean still with Lomax. Out of the right-hand side here for the Dolphins, they'll be 25 metres out now. But there's plenty of kicking potential there anyway. Hammer treble, Duncan 2 tries. That is insane. I don't think hammer treble's too insane, but like because that's not frequent, but it's not surprising really. But Duncan 2 tries in that quick space was pretty good. That's amazing. All right, second tackle now for the Dolphins, and Fuiaki will be 5 metres out. Passed off Lomax, Sucko, Mitchell. I'm not going to argue it. Isakatoa gives it out. Dolphins short, 10 metres away here. Kennelly Lemiello, that's a strip. That's a 2 in the tackle strip. It's gone backwards anyway. And Happy Farnworth, no, it's going to be a penalty. No, wait, challenge it, Dolphins. Challenge it. Challenge it 100%. This is strip. 100% challenges. This is strip. Kev Waltz says, looks okay from here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Kev. 20 minutes to go here of the game. 20 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. This, my friends, is a strip. This, my friends, is a strip. On your Kev. On your Kev, mate. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry across the entire planet, even if they don't even know how to count to 3, could have seen that was a strip, Kev. That is a billion% a strip. That is a trillion% a strip. Kev Walters, what game are you watching? What game are you watching, Kevin Walters? Addy says, looks like Munro not going to score a try. Mate, there's 20 minutes to go. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time. But also, they're going for the... You're up by 20, Dolphins. Why? Shug says, I'm back. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry. Why are they taking the 2 here? You're up by 20. But sure. Do what you need to do, son. Do what you need to do. Well, Jermaine Sarko to go for the penalty. For how long, though? Not sure how long, Joe. Not sure. Well, this one's turned out to be a little bit of fizzle. I thought this game would be a bit better than it is. I thought it would be a bit better, but the Rabbitohs just are in a bit of a shambles. Not even a bit, like a massive old shambles. Damn, he's running away with the most points this year. 37 points so far for Jermaine Sarko over Ryan Pappenhausen. 157. Isako on 184. And Isako gets it. So, 38-16. And they are 12 points away from the Fetty Bomb. 12 points away. Is Adam O'Brien trying to collect all the Arthurs? Oh no, who's this? I don't know what that's about. Fetty Bomb about to rock on. So I'm just messaging someone. Bunnies need the comeback. Hey mate, it's 38-16 with 19 minutes to go. If the Bunnies get a comeback, I'll get naked on the stream. How about that? So first tackle now for the Dolphins at 15. First tackle. And it'll be Kennelly Lemiello. And he'll get this ball out now to the 23. Second tackle. Yeah, this game's super slowed down now. Mark Nichols to the 30. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for both the Storm and the Sharks game tomorrow, and then also the Titans. Another beautiful, disappointing game for me as they take on the Cowboys. Marshall King out to the right to Sakatoa. Short ball back on the inside of me, so they knew that was coming. That was the old Cameron Smith, Cooper Cronk, Billy Slater play. Now, Isako puts that one up in the air. Good chase through, but it will be grabbed by Latrell Mitchell, and Isako takes him down. 18 to go. And right now, Rabbitohs, you are in 16th position. 22 being the 22 the margin means that you are sitting at minus 99, minus 111. Minus 111. Yeah, I reckon just deal with that one, Joe. Third tackle now. And Tyrone Munro, he'll get this ball to the 35, fourth tackle. So the answer was not long, Jay. The answer was not long. If you had that one on your bingo card, you are spot on. You are correct. Fifth tackle to Latrell Mitchell, and he goes for another big old boot. It's another high kick. Are they going to let it bounce? That is exactly what they're going to do. It bounces back here for the Rabbitohs. And they've lost the ball, and now Hamiso's away. Now Hamiso's away. And now Hamiso's away. Hamiso's away. Hamiso. Call it 1. Call it 2. Call it 3. Call it 4. Mwah, 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 mwah. That's his 4th try of the game. 4 tries for Hamiso, and it's 42-16 here with the kick to come. 17 minutes to go of the game. Hamiso will score 4 tries. Wowee. So how's that comeback looking now? That comeback not looking too pretty now. And they are more than likely going to be 6 points away from a defeat of Le Bon. So, hold on. There we go. But as soon as you got the ball, you knew Hamiso was away. You knew Hamiso was away. Dude, the Dolphins have just been putting on ripper scores lately. Besides, like, it's crazy that they lost to the Knights last week. It's ridiculous that they lost to the Knights. Just, oh, is there a bubble here? I'm going to go back into here and have a look. Outside of a Knights game, 44 points here. They still scored 20 against the Knights, 58 points against the Cows, 56 points against the Dragons, and 44 against the Dogs. So in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, they've scored 44, 100, 158, 178, 200, and 88, 98, 220 points. That's crazy how many points the Dolphins are scoring. 220 points in the last 5 weeks of rugby league. They lost one of the games. So Jermaine Asako will make the kick, hits the post and goes in. Kisses the post and goes in. More points than our whole year. That is actually a wild start. No, not yet. They're 17 points. 17 points away from going above the Knights this whole year. That's insane. Oh my gosh, Newcastle. The Dolphins are 17 points away from going above the entire year for Newcastle in the last 5 weeks. Alright, so kickoff coming in from the Rabbits. Wayne does not look happy. That's knocked back there from the Rabbitohs, and they're going to be taken over the sideline. No, he threw the ball back in. That's fine. All right, off to Tavita Totola, and Tallis Duncan ripped in there, but he's still going at the 20, at the 15, and taken down. He's had a great game in Tallis Duncan. 19 metres away. Mike says, Fitty bomb. Well, not yet, Mike. Not just yet. Still only 44. Still 15 minutes to go, but I think it'll happen. Halftime score, please. Oh, damn. Halftime score was like 30-6, I think it was. Rabbitohs will score. Jack Whiten will score. So it's going to be 44-20 with a kick to come. No defense being played by either team here today. No defense. There is 64 points scored. No defense at all. Bradley says Latrell ghosting. Oh, we can't blame Latrell for this. The whole Rabbitohs team's in a bit of a shambles. Newman, do you realise I just gave you the halftime score of 30-6 or not? Breton says, but hey, we beat them. Suck that, Finns. Yeah, no, you did. You did beat them. Unfortunately, however, and this is a big unfortunately, hasn't done much for this season. Hasn't done too much. So the Rabbitohs will get the conversion, and it is 44-22. A 22-point game right now with 14 minutes to go. Mate, sunsets in Hewitt are amazing. Amazing. Mike says, finally got to catch up to a stream, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. Breton says, unfortunately not. Fortunately not. Or maybe fortunately. Comes down to perspective. So, Dolphins, can they get the 50 bump? Don't tease us like this, Dolphins. Don't tease us like this. All right. This last like 20 minutes has just dragged on, man. Like this is dragging at this point. But the Rabbitohs will get this ball at the 11. Nearly knocked it on, but it's fine. And Campbell Graham will be at the 15. First tackle. Yeah, see, like I just don't agree. Like people come in and say Latrell ghosting. You're like what do you want Trell to do here? What would you ask from him in a game that his team overall has conceded 44 points? Like that's not just on him. It's definitely not just on him at all. Third tackle now at 35. Like they've still scored 22 points, but at the end of the day, their defense is abhorrent. And they get this ball back into Jai Arrow, and Jai Arrow is going to be 30 metres away for tackle. Evan Six has as many points as minutes. 66. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a race between points and minutes at the moment. And we're still waiting for the fitty bomb. All right, so there was a hamstring injury there for Cody Walker, by the way. So he came off the field and he will not be back here today. Hamiso grabs his ball at the 5. Let's see if he can go for a 5 try. Jack Bostock couldn't do it the other week. Could not do it the other week. He only got the 4. Well, let's see if Hamiso can beat him. Now, Jermaine Asako, he'll bring this ball out of the 20. 80 points confirmed. Well, it's definitely in the equation. Neither team here knows how to play defense. Oh, he's lost the ball. Well, I'd challenge that. That's gone backwards. You'd challenge this if you're the Dolphins. This has definitely gone backwards here. And that's shithouse on Todd if it is backwards because Marshall King actually got some good meters, some good meter gain there. And that's going to be a strip, actually. Oh, maybe not, actually, but it's... This might actually be a strip. I think this might actually be a strip here. Because he's ripping his hand out there. That's a strip. There's no stripping motion, is there? There's no stripping motion, is there, Casey? Stop it. Yeah, Mick Ennis goes, oh, that's a stripping action. And then she goes, there's no stripping action. Mate, that's very clearly a strip, Casey. Come on. Like, the ball has come out as he is clearly going like this. Like, he's clearly ripping the ball out. Just because his hand is facing the opposite direction does not mean that that's not a strip, Casey. For the love of all that is mighty, Badger. Come on. All right, so Rabbitohs now. Jack Whiten, he's going to be 15 metres away from the line. 12.5 minutes to go here of the game. They are down by 22, so they're not going to be coming back and winning, but trying to fix this points differential will be nice, especially considering they'll stay above the Eels if they can lose by less than 14. That would mean a couple more tries, though. Out to Latrell Mitchell, and Latrell will be contacted high there, so it's going to be a penalty. Not that that's going to do anything. Go for the 2, you cats. Just go for the 2. Go for the 2. Mix it up. Everyone's expecting you to go for the try. Mix it up. So 10 metres away here for South Sydney. Yikes, man. And this scoreline could easily be what the Titans-Cowboys is tomorrow too, might you? Absolutely. Could be a massive score in that game. Rabbitohs are going to score. Oh, neither team plays defense, dude. Neither team plays defense. So, try time there to the Rabbitohs, and they will bring it back to... Oh, jeez. Like, this defensive matchup here has been atrocious. Atrocious, man. Oh, my goodness me. 44 to 26 with a kick to come. Davin Mawali is the one who scored. Cal J Music says it's going to be hard to bump Titans up top of the ladder. It's not possible, Cal. They never lost a game in their history. So 44 to 28. This second half has taken forever. Oh, it is. And it's just like... You watch games like this and you go, can someone just play a bit of defense, dude? That's all we ask. Like, just play a little bit of defense. You know, this isn't as impressive now for the Dolphins as you would have thought. That, yeah, 10 points away from 80 points in the game. Like, that's outrageous. 44-28 is just stupid. It's just stupid. 60, 68. No, there's 72 points right now, Mike Cool, so 8 points away. 40 plus 20 is 60. Plus 8, 68. Plus 4 is 72. Jay says, you need a picture on the wall behind you so in times like these I can zone out. Just sing with us. Does that relax you? Kate says, Tanner Boyd finally going to get a start. Get around 10. Mitchell says, we've got a game that ended 8-6 early this week, and now we got this. You make a very valid point. That Eels and Dragons game was also really high scoring. So 10 minutes to go with the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We will be live for the Warriors, Shaggies, and Titans Cowboys tomorrow. FN6, this could be another 44-40 game. Like, if that happens, you turn it off. Kill the stream at that point. But it's still a 16-point game. Rabbitohs now. And Campbell Graham, he'll be taken out of the halfway point of fit tackle. It's like the Dolphins just went to sleep, mate. You can't do this, Dolphins. You can't do this against the better teams. Again, you're playing 16th with the second worst attack on the comp, and you've given up 28 points to them. Hamisa brings it out now to the 25. Again, this is the second worst attacking team in the comp, and you've conceded 28 points to them. So there's 72 points in 70 minutes right now. We are over a point a minute. I'm actually pissed at the Warriors for disrespecting Tanner and never playing him, even when Metcalf was injured last week and today. Yeah, it's interesting they didn't play him today because it was foul play, so they could have activated their 18th man. Isai Katoa back onto the inside. Now Dolphins will be 40 metres out through Ray Stone. Marshall King. Isai Katoa into the edge. Jermaine Sago chasing. Oh, jeez. Jeez, that is a penalty and a half, dude. And that sun is right in my eyes right now. But Latrell Mitchell's just been crunched there illegally. This is definitely a penalty. And depending on what happens here, this could be a bin. And no, it's just a very early hit. Like, very early hit there from the Dolphins. It's not contact with the head, so it's not going to be a bin. He's just on report. It's a bad tackle, though. Oh, jeez. If it was a high tackle, it would have been 10 to the bin. Yeah, this second half has gone so slow. So, Orblix Tawa, he's the one on report for that hit. Is that goal coming down from the clouds in Thailand so bright? Yeah, I know. I can barely see. If I don't put my face, like, here, then... Yeah, like it's so hard. Oh, they're away, the Rabbitohs. No, they're taken down at the 30 on second tackle. Yeah, like it's just awful. Ah. All over the shop. So Rabbitohs now at the 25. If they score again, there's actually somewhat of a remote chance of coming back. Just turn the game on. Guess the only thing I've missed is zero defense this game. Yeah, no, definitely zero defense this game. A lot of zero defense. There is actually time for South if they score here, which is just insane to think about. Someone's... Bunnies winning would be the biggest comeback in history, but I highly doubt it. Would it be 36? Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, because what was it, 44-6 or whatever, and then they scored a couple? And Rabbitohs try for the little burrow. It will be held up here, so that'll be fourth tackle now, 10 metres out, so Liverpool gets held up. No, there's no way that the Rabbitohs... There's no way the Dolphins throw this away from here. You would not... I would skip you on frauds. I'd skip you on fraud and go straight to scam. If the Dolphins lose this from here, I skip you on frauds and I go straight to scam. Fit tackle. They 5 metres out, intercept by the Dolphins, and that's game, baby. That's game. He's at the 20, he's at the 30, he's at the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and we've got a probable fitty bomb coming up right now. Fitty bomb right now. 7 minutes to go, and the Dolphins say sayonara. There's more points in this game than minutes there has been. Not Fitty yet. Not the Fitty yet. Fitty hasn't been hit yet. It's still got to get the kick. I hope you guys haven't jinxed it in the chat. I hope you have not jinxed it in the chat because the Fitty bomb has not been hit just yet. But we are about to get the dance going. We are about to get the dance going if he gets it. That's a great intercept there from Kurt Donahue, and he just breaks away. Great intercept. Someone how do you make go in the kickboxing match? Well, you should be following me on Instagram. The pinned comment in the chat, Mr. Someone. You get to watch it. You get to watch the knockout live. LBG says, "Cheer, bro, watching and this game in the bag with the Dolphins." Well, it kind of wasn't until this try, which is weird. It wasn't until this try just happened because 16 points, Rabbitohs were on the attack. Still 10 minutes to go, but they threw it away just then. If you jinx it, yeah. If they miss this kick, you are getting a timeout. If they miss this kick, the timeout will have to happen. It will have to happen. Because usually we do time his out. Just for putting it there too early. So you better hope he gets it. You better damn well hope he gets it. Otherwise, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Because there's only 5 minutes to go for this game. And you're getting a 5-minute timeout. Here you go, have a geese. Alright, well here we go. Jermaine Sarko, let's hit the footy, baby. Let's hit the footy bomb. Let's hit the footy bomb. This will be 3 times in 4 games if they hit the footy. And Jermaine Sarko will slap it in for the footy bomb. Footy bomb. Fitty bump, fitty bitty 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 fitty bitty 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 fitty bump, get that fitty bump right into the esophagus, son. That is a fitty bibbity bump schmiddity. Oh my gosh, this slap up fitty. The Dolphins are just fitty bumming the shit out of the entire world right now. Oh my goodness me. Your mum is goated, says Rabbits could still win. Yeah, thanks, mate. But the fitty bum slap it down. 50-28 with 5 minutes 42 to go. Rabbitohs knock it back here from the kickoff. And they will go to the sideline. No, nice work. Nice work. Mitchell says, on your tuk-tuk you go, Rabbits. Yeah, the tuk-tuk's gone. The tuk-tuk is gone. 5.5 minutes to go to the game. 50-28. Dolphins get the ball to the halfway point. And the fitty bum just bombed. Sexy little footy. Can the Dolphins get another one? If they could still get a 60 slammer. They could still get a slammer. We didn't see. Have we seen the 60 slammer this year so far? I don't think so. Talon says, bittersweet for Bennett, considering he set up the Dolphins' success, or fuming because they just fitty bombed him. I think he'd be fuming. Because ultimately, he wouldn't want Christian Wolf to have a better season with the Dolphins than he was able to get from them. But, you know, he'd also be happy for it. So Dolphins now 25 metres away here from the Rabbitohs line. They could still hit a 60 slam here. Marshall King at the back. Kurt Donahue. Donahue gets it off here to Herbie Farnworth. And Farnworth gets the offload away. They go out to the right. And they'll be 10 metres out for tackle. The Bunnies cannot win the comp. Can't win a comp. Didn't think they were anyway. And they give it... That was weird. Fionnay now will be taken down 5 metres out. Fit tackle. 4 minutes to go. Marshall King goes out to the left. Then to Isai-Katoa. Isai-Katoa flicks it back underneath. Donahue can't get the ball offloaded. And they'll be Rabbitohs ball to 5. Oh, it's actually going to be a knock-on. So, oh, no, it's just a handover. That's a Queenslander. Who do you want? Oh, my gosh. I've heard this. I've been asked this question so many times today. I know you just come in, but, like, from my perspective, it's just like, man. I would prefer Hamiso at fullback and then Murray's lying on the wing, but I guarantee you Billy puts Reese there. Billy will put Reese Walsh as the fullback. So, second tackle. Now, third. Oh, you're right, Shakespeare. You are right. Yeah, Storm vs Tigers, 64-0. We have seen a slammer. Send an email, comment. Rabbitohs. And they've knocked the ball on. They've knocked the ball on so far that it has hit Tajikistan. The ball has hit Tajikistan. It's hit Mexico, actually, because they're playing Mexico music in the crowd. 3 minutes to go here of the game. We're still 2 points away from making it a point a minute. The Dolphins need to do something with this here. Otherwise, the clock will actually beat it. It'll win 80-78. The clock is close to winning 80-78. All right, so Dolphins here, 45 metres out. You're getting blocked, Shakespeare. Mitchell is a Tigers fan, Shakespeare, so you've just ruined his day. You have just ruined the local Tigers fan's day here. The clock is the true winner today. Don't speak too soon, Mike. There's still 2.5 minutes to go here, son. Still 2.5 minutes to go. All right, so Dolphins now 30 metres away here from the line. Can they beat the clock? Can the game score beat the clock? It is currently 78-78 with 2 minutes to go. Isaiah Katoa on second tackle. He'll get off to Max Fernay. And they'll be 20 metres away now from the line. Third tackle, still 78-78. Marshall King goes left-hand side. And 10 metres out for Ray Stone. Fourth tackle. It's now 79-78 here to the clock. They go to the right side. Isaiah Katoa. Hamiso. That was a bit selfish there from Hamiso, to be fair. So a minute 45 left here, and it'll be fifth tackle. Switch over. Evan Sixers, I love how we're more excited about the game beating the clock than the actual game. Yeah, well, there's been 78 points scored in this game. Like, one team has scored a Fetty bomb. The other team has nearly scored a thrifty 30. Like, it's ridiculous that this score is this score. So third tackle now at the 20. He's quick with it, Jay. Jay's so quick with it. And Rabbitohs are nearly away. Nope. It's currently 79-78. I don't know how they come back from here. How does the score come back from here? 40-20 attempt here from the Rabbitohs. And it will be Hamiso who grabs his ball at 10. Takes it out to the 15. Then into the 20. And now the 25. First tackle. Sorry, I was looking at something. Jermaine Sarko, my sincerest apologies of not being able to completely focus on a 78-point game. Clock paid the ref. Yeah, I think the ref has been dodgy. The ref has been very dodgy. And I think that we are going to suffer for it in regards to the score not being able to beat the clock, because it is currently 80-78 with about 24 seconds to go here. Isaiah Katoa gets away from one, gets away from another one, he's away. Oh my gosh, come on, beat the clock. Go for a 2-point field goal, you cats. Tie it up. Send us to extra time. Marshall King kicks the ball into the corner. Nowhere close to anything happening there. And the clock will win, unfortunately. The clock will win. Oh, how disappointing. What a disappointing way to end. The clock will win. We will rob this game, refs against us. Yep, there you go. Your team just sucks. That is also true. But 50-28 to the Dolphins. Zikikake get their big time win over the Rabbitohs, which means that they get a plus 22 to their points differential. And the Dolphins will be on plus 162, so it's 10 points differential behind the Storm, but they have played 3 more games than the Melbourne Storm. Yeah, no, sorry, they've played 2 more games than the Melbourne Storm. No, they have played 3 more games. Yeah, they have played 3 more games. It's just the Storm played tomorrow against the Sharks. But the Dolphins will go into 8th position. They will obviously be above Manly and the Sharks, their points differential, and the Dragons. But the Sharks do play the Storm tomorrow, so if the Sharks win, the Dolphins will drop into 9th, which is crazy to see a team with plus 162 and not even in the top 8 if the Sharks win. Hammer, amazing, 4 tries. He was great. Isaiah Katoa, he was incredible. If it wasn't for the 4 tries of Hammer, then I would have given the man of the match to Isaiah Katoa, but Hamisa absolutely deserves it. Absolutely deserves it based on his 4 try scoring effort. But guys, I'm going to jump off here for now. I will see you tomorrow for the Storm versus Sharks and the Titans versus the Cowboys. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Appreciate you for tuning in as per usual. And Sharks are scammers, and don't ever forget it. Don't ever damn well forget it. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya. You scammers, Sharks. You scammers, and I'll end every stream like this until you prove it otherwise.